You the only person here at Suko? What? You run everybody else off? Damn. I see what you do.
What you think about when you're born into a fire. Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
I don't know about all this, dude. Worst timeline ever.
And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race.
Let's go ahead and start Facebook. Maybe to be started by the time we get there. Hold on. Stop the music. Oh, God. We're going to get a copyright strike. Oh, God. Music's still playing. It'll be a minute, guys. We got to do the Facebook bullshit. So I can get my $2 a month from Facebook. I'll pay the rent. God damn it. I hate it even more that we turned it on. All right, it's live. Let's do like, change accounts. Like, share now. Like, boom. Okay, I think we're done. I think we're good. Then my coughed up a lung or some shit.
Hey Daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it.
Worst timeline ever.
There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially.
I put a 5-minute cooldown on it, by the way.
The realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Welcome, everybody. I am Will Bird, and this is the Cold Beer Confessional. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. What's happening? What's up? The sound alerts are back. I put a 5-minute cooldown on it, though. That fucking yeet, dude. I think I deleted the yeet. It was unavailable. Then, what did I do? I did something else. Then I tried to turn it back on. And when I tried to turn it back on, it was like broke on their ends. And then maybe I never fixed it. I don't know. Let's see. Is it working now? Did it work? It did, but I got to turn the sound on. So you played it without the sound. So let's do it one more time. Oh, it's still timed out. When it untimes out, we'll get to it, okay? There it is. It's back. But there's a timer on it. A cooldown timer. Let me make sure there's a cooldown. Oh, God. The cooldown timer is not right. 300 seconds. Let's make that. Okay. Update that quick. And there's a total of 20 yeets per stream limit. Understand? God, I hate it. Jesus hates you, Sarah. Anyways, I put it back on. I fixed it. You might want to wait till I turn the audio on before you try it. So there you go. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. I'm going to make it 1 million, and then nobody can play it. So don't abuse it. Use it, but don't abuse it. What was I just watching? Papa Gut? Let's hop into it. It plays through my desktop audio. When I'm in like the pre-show and the Linda Binda, almost always my desktop audio is muted. So if you play it then, I'll hear it, but you guys won't.
No.
Why?
I mean, it's beside the point, though.
Do you think God exists or not?
I don't know, dude. This guy kind of looks like a pelican.
No.
Why?
Oh, this guy's
Beside the
famous.
point, though.
Wait a second. This guy's famous for like going around and meeting with young people, right? I've seen him somewhere before.
God exists or not. I mean,
Really?
the main thing is that you try to actually work towards improving society, improving the world around you, and I don't really see people like yourself doing that.
Jesus was an ICE agent.
Buddy, that's got a base. What the hell?
Oh,
Really
really?
distract
Oh,
people
really?
from the real problems in society and bring them back towards theology.
That's kind of true. I mean, what are the real problems in society? We live in the richest country in the world, and we don't have health care.
His name's Cliff. Who's the famous Jesus guy, Cliff? I'll figure it out. He's a famous Jesus guy. Cliff Nechtel. Is that his name? Through his Give Me Answer ministry, he often sets up university campuses to discuss topics like the existence of God, Jesus, morality. Cliff Knechtle, Knechtle. God, that's a complicated last name.
That's affordable. That's crazy. The middle class is literally dying every single day. Technology is displacing jobs and driving down wages. Billionaires are getting more and more wealth. They're not paying their fair share of taxes.
Here's what I see. Maybe I'm wrong. But in 100 years, the religion is going to be AI-based, right? We already have people going into full religious psychosis over AI. It's only getting smarter. It's only getting more advanced. It's only getting faster. Start an AI church right now. You'll be one of those ballin' fucking preachers in a few years.
Because they could just take out low interest rate loans and that based on their net worth, and then they don't have to pay taxes on it. Like, those are the real problems of the world. So what does this religious guy do? Yeah, gay people, I don't think they should get married. And, girls, maybe they stop talking. It's like, okay, that's probably, you know what? Maybe those are problems. Personally, I don't think so. But maybe those are problems. But maybe they're not above not getting paid enough. Maybe they're not above that. Maybe they're not above healthcare CEOs existing to maximize their profit, which means they have to also maximize how much death they allow to happen, right? Because the more money they make, the less coverage they give out. That's their whole job. Maybe that's not the biggest. Maybe the biggest problem isn't if two gay guys can kiss in heated rivalry and fuck. That show was crazy.
Which has done nothing, right, to advance the struggles of humanity in the last 100 years, but
True.
Keep people pinned down, right? In countries like,
if anything, the Christian religion is just falling behind the times more and more, the more technology advances, right? And we're in this huge fucking boom as technology advances, and it was made for the people of that time. Even if you go into the end of time prophecies and look into it, and the scholars, they were afraid that the Roman Emperor Nero was coming back. That's their Antichrist. It was made for the people in that time. It says nothing about the future.
Right, I travel a lot, so I have family there. The church is the biggest obstacle to people standing up for themselves against oppression.
That makes sense, because generally speaking, religion is anti-education, which is unfortunate because I don't think it has to be. But, a lot of times these religious people are we need God in schools. We shouldn't be teaching this. We shouldn't be teaching that. These are the types of people who don't want comprehensive sexual health education, which protects you from getting raped as a child. Let's just be fucking real. That is what happens there. That's what happens. It teaches you what consent is, and it teaches you that you have the agency and autonomy over yourself. Whereas the church kind of...
This is Papa Guy. I like his shit.
Doesn't do
usually.
God and priests, anybody who is a supposed representation of God, they have agency over you. So they're usually anti-science. Some of these people don't believe in things like evolution. They believe that megachurches are good, which is crazy because you have to have religious psychosis to give $1 million churches all of your resources, especially when you're poor, because these people think that they're going to literally have a horrible life if they don't give the multi-million-dollar church that could be helping a lot of homeless people. If they don't give them all their money, their life is over. So yeah, I agree with that. They also want to encourage dependency onto you. What is Adam and Eve?
I also think I fixed the super chat. So if there are donations on YouTube, it should make an alert now.
It's a story where God created two people without the ability to decipher right and wrong, and just said, don't eat this apple. But he still let a snake into the garden that said, hey, eat this apple. They don't know what's right and wrong. Eat the apple, they get punished. What's the moral of the story? Always listen to God or any representation of that person, regardless of whether you understand them or not. That's an insane message. That's not promoting critical thinking skills. That's the main story. So
it is one of the main pillars of oppression in that society. I know a lot of you guys don't agree with me, but because the church is constantly saying, obey authority, just accept the way things are, pray that things will get better.
True. That's another huge one. Instead of solving the problem, a bunch of kids got shot, what we should do? Thoughts and prayers. No legislation. People are dying from lack of access to healthcare in the richest country in the world. Thoughts and prayers. Hey, can we do some legislation? No. That's what happens. A lot of times it's a feel good. It's well, if people died, it is what it is. That's what it is. Yeah. That is literally true. Thoughts and prayers,
especially when it gets to the point of being a death cult. The point is you struggle, everything sucks here. You donate all your money, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't save up, you don't get a good job, you don't do anything, and then you're but my reward's after death.
Fucking bane of our world. If you want to say thoughts and prayers while doing something productive, that's fine, but a lot of people don't.
And don't actually struggle against what is keeping you down. Don't actually struggle against the people that are coming and taking all the resources out of your land, that are paying you miserable wages. Just have a good work ethic, right? Have good values.
Bootstraps.
Right? And accept the way things are. And so, yeah, you know, I don't think that you're actually, right, like, doing anything to improve, you know, the lot of downtrodden and toiling people. And you're just putting up smoke and mirrors to distract people.
Really?
Yeah, I think this kid fucking shredded you, dude. I mean, considering this pastor probably doesn't like gay people, this guy just fucked you in your ass.
Yeah.
What's the demographic with the most atheists in the world?
What?
Probably the wealthy countries. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, isn't that interesting?
What's interesting about that? The wealthiest countries have the most atheists, but the wealthiest countries are doing better than all the other ones.
Right. Even our poorest of poor are doing better than most countries, you know, general population.
What did he feel like he proved here? If our societies are actively doing better with more atheists than countries with more religious people, even with our own problems, then how is the solution more religion, which is being used as like a control arm anyway? I don't understand. What an idiot. Wow, what a fucking good job, Pastor. You really owned him on that one.
Do you think God exists or not?
That guy. Super. Hold on. I just Googled him. Clift Nechtel. Give me an answer series. Let's see.
I just wanted to ask a few questions. What do you think
And they clip the fuck out of these and make like shorts out of them.
about the women who want to be in a position of power and leadership roles, such as CEOs, becoming president,
Right.
and other
Women in positions of power.
things like that?
Yep. Beautiful. God gave all of us gifts. He gave gifts to women. He gave gifts to men. When a woman is president or prime minister, I applaud that. When a woman is a CEO, president of a company, I applaud that. And when a man is in those positions, I applaud that as well. What I do not applaud is you're inferior because you're whatever. A woman, you're
Dude, do you guys think CEOs are fucking scams, right? Like CEOs are just big fucking scams. Especially when they, like a company comes in and they're doing bad, so they get rid of one CEO and they bring in another CEO and he just like liquidates everything. Like they did to Red Lobster where they sold all the fucking properties under Red Lobster to make a bunch of quick cash, then made their Red Lobster owners pay them rent for the properties to just make the company cash flush. And he just fucked everybody. They come in and fucking liquidate everybody and they're like, but we've got a $6 billion profit this year. Where's my bonus?
inferior because you're the wrong.
Like it's one thing to like, I think if you started like a family or, if you're like a sole proprietorship and you start a business and you move to CEO, so you know like you've been the lowest guy on the totem pole. You could do every position within your company and now you're CEO overseeing everything. That's one thing. But if you're just like a guy who professionally jumps from companies to company and to be the CEO to get shares up higher, like that's a scam, right? What the fuck is that?
Wrong race, a different race from me. That is evil. Why? Not because I'm an educated white guy. No. It's wrong because God created you with innate value. And when I demean
the railroad's really bad about this. When I worked at the railroad, they would literally bring in new CEOs and then just lay off like fucking 10% of this workforce and 30% of that workforce. And then the numbers look better for a few months, but they never fixed anything. They never changed anything.
you, that is basically saying, hey, God,
CSX.
a lousy job. That's a lie. When God made you, he did a beautiful job.
I can't take too much of this. I just wanted you to know who he is. He's very clippable. Trump gets asked about the Epstein files, and his big, his very big, very large, very important answer is, I think it's time for America to start talking about something else besides the Epstein files. She says, well, you know, Howard Lutnick and some of your other friends were in there. And he's like, I didn't read it, but I'm sure that's fine. If it wasn't fine, there would be like news stories about it. So it's probably fine.
On the Epstein files, you talked about Democrats who were in there. Elon Musk was also in there, and so was your Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick and correspondence that he had with him. Did you read those new files that were published by the Department of Justice?
I have a lot of things I'm doing, and a lot of things I'm doing. I don't know. You mentioned two names. I'm sure they're fine. I'm sure they're fine. Otherwise, it would have been major headlines.
A lot of
This is 100% a lie. Like, he's briefed on fucking everything that's going on. including the release. He probably knew before they were released what was going to come out, who was in it, what it was about. He's like, I'm sure they're fine. If not, they would have probably been on the news or something. You're watching the news to get your information? The information you could have before it goes to the news? Or
women who are survivors of Epstein's are unhappy with those redactions that came out. Some of them, entire witness interviews are totally blacked out. Do you think that they should be more
transparent? The fact that they thought they released too much. I heard that, and you tell me something else. So, I think it's really time for the country to get onto something else. Really,
I think it's time for the country to get onto something else. The guy that ran on releasing the Epstein files says, I really think it's time for the country to talk about something else.
Now that nothing came out about me, other than there was a conspiracy against me, literally, by Epstein and other people. But I think it's time now for the country to maybe get onto something else.
But what would you say to people who feel like they haven't gotten justice, Mr. President?
Something that people care about.
What would you say to the people who say they haven't received justice?
What did you say?
What would you say to the survivors who feel like they've...
So he asked her what she said because he was speaking over her, or they were speaking over each other. Then as soon as she starts telling him, like, what would you say about people who so they didn't receive justice, he immediately starts going, you're so bad. I've never seen you smile. It's because you're a whore.
Justice, Mr. President.
Something that people care about. Yeah, what did you say?
What would you say to the survivors who feel like they haven't gotten justice?
You are the worst reporter. No wonder CNN has no ratings because of people like you. She's a young woman. I don't think I've ever seen you smile. I've known you for 10 years. I don't think I've ever seen a smile on your face.
I'm asking you about survivors.
You know why you're not smiling? Because you know you're not telling the truth, and you're very dishonest.
The question is, some survivors say they don't feel like they've gotten justice. How could she not be telling the truth?
Organization, and they should be ashamed of you.
Trump likes a woman that compliments him, smiles, and is pretty. Right? Knows their place.
Survivors of a sexual abuse. On the Epstein files, you talked about Democrats who were in there. Elon Musk was also in there.
Fucking insane. While we're talking about him, I actually grabbed this clip, which was a really good one. Hold on. This is from the local news. Trump has no idea what Tina Peters did. Like, that clip I covered from last night where he was lying about, she saw somebody dumping a bunch of ballots and she said, hey, what's that? And they threw her in jail.
President Trump today directly linked his retaliation against Colorado to his political ally Tina Peters being in prison here for leading a breach of election system security. And Trump's latest comments about her case call into question whether the president even knows what Peters did.
He doesn't. He does not. He has no idea.
To land her in prison and unleash his retribution on Colorado.
So he's literally saying fuck Colorado and cutting funds and partnerships and moving bases and stopping clean water projects because they got Tina Peters in jail. But he has no idea what she did to put herself in jail. Listen.
She was in charge of a voting area, and she saw boxes of votes come in. So she went over to check it, and they put her in jail for voter manipulation, and she's still in jail. And they better let her out fast, and they're suffering a big price, Colorado.
So she saw boxes of votes come in, and she went over there to check it out, and they threw her in jail.
They have this woman in jail.
No one has ever described her crimes in this way, ever.
71 years old, and probably has cancer. She's sick. And they put
she doesn't have cancer.
Because she challenged somebody that was dumping ballots into a box, okay? And
she challenged somebody, and Bongino's shaking his head. This motherfucker knows that's not true, right? The fucking number 2 man at the FBI, he knows this isn't fucking true.
Put them in jail.
What President Trump said there is almost entirely, like word for word, false. Have no idea where he is getting this story about Tina Peters challenging someone dumping ballots into a box. We have covered Peters for 5 years and have never heard anyone claim that. What Peters did is well established. Even her own legal team admits it. They just say that it was justified. Peters snuck a hacker around security protocols using another...
Stole a coworker's ID. Mike Pillow sent a hacker, right?
And she
stole a coworker's ID. Mike Pillow sent a hacker to meet her. She stole that ID and used that to get him in, and he made an entire fucking copy of all the election data that was there and left the building with it. Your data, your information, who you voted for, where you live, your registration, all that shit, right? To do with you voting if you live in Colorado.
And they better let her out fast. Woman in jail who's 70.
Hold on, let me get back to where we were.
Somebody that was dumping ballots into
Per word, false. Have no idea where he is getting this story about Tina Peters challenging someone dumping ballots into a box. We have covered Peters for 5 years and have never heard anyone claim that. What Peters did is well established. Even her own legal team admits it. They just...
Yes, this is important too. Her lawyer doesn't challenge what she did. They're just trying to say, oh, well, she did it because she thought that she was doing good because something's fishy with the election.
Say that it was justified. Peters snuck a hacker around security protocols using another person's ID so that hacker could make a copy of election systems. She's not in jail for voter manipulation like President Trump said, whatever that means. She's in jail on 4 felonies and 3 misdemeanors for her role in that election system.
Yes, the judge gave her time to speak to the people of Colorado and the court or whatever, and she used that to try to do a PowerPoint presentation about how the 2020 election was stolen. She's no remorse. She's not sorry. She's fucking delusional.
Breach, which did not impact any actual votes. Trump also claims that Peters probably has cancer.
It's not true either.
She had cancer years ago. Recently, she had a cough, which her lawyer says has improved. All of this to say, it is not clear if President Trump...
The judge actually stops her in the middle of her PowerPoint presentation and is like, you're just going to say the same thing you said for your defense? That's not what this time is for. No, we're not doing that.
Knows what Tina Peters did to land in prison, leading to his campaign of retaliation against Colorado, where he's withheld disaster funding, tried to freeze federal spending here, vetoed a clean drinking water project, relocated a military command, and is closing a major science lab. President Trump
retaliating against the country, and he doesn't even know the details around this. Someone told me she saw somebody dumping a bunch of ballots in a box, and she said, hey, stop that. And immediately the SWAT team showed up. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know. Fucking stupid. Some ICE stories. We got some ICE.
Well, it's official. Yesterday, ICE finalized their purchase of their first concentration camp inside of Pennsylvania. It'll be right here in this warehouse just north of a town called Charlottesville, Pennsylvania. Right there. Did you know that there's a town called Charlottesville? It's near the concentration camp. Officially, this is called an ICE detention center. They paid $87 million for this old warehouse. They would have paid $88 million, but they thought it was a little too on the tiny mustache, if you know what I mean.
Like Phil buying his house.
I will call this a concentration camp, and I'll continue to call it a concentration camp because they're going to walk up to people on the street and yell, do you have papers? No! Get in the van! And then they're going to concentrate them right here in a temporary facility that's located between an Amazon distribution center and the Blue Mountain Bargain Barn, right off of I-78. This is approximately 2 hours from the location of where the Constitution was written and the Bill of Rights were finalized. And that's where both of those documents go to die. Right here, 35 minutes north of Reading. But mind you, I did notice, you might have heard me say, that this is the first concentration camp in Pennsylvania, because they're building another one in Schuylkill County, approximately 300 yards away from a daycare. I got all this information from the Philadelphia Inquirer. You should support local journalism, so that way you'll know when a concentration camp is being built near you. It's official.
The more you know, guys.
Finalized.
The more you know. Did I tell you guys that Nick Fuentes is selling Epstein merch?
There's a famous video.
Somebody shared at the first Yesterday show about the Cobra Tate thing. That is true, saying like he was cool and you'll never be as cool as him, even if he was creepy, right? That's kind of like the far right spin on this. Nick Fuentes is saying, you know, he's selling merch, like a quarter zip that looks like Nick Fuentes, and basically saying like Epstein wasn't a pedophile. All his victims were 15, 16, 17, whatever. That's not a pedophile. You're not ready for that conversation kind of deal. Hey, it's for Pennsylvania to slur Pennsylvanians. That's right. Also, fuck Philadelphia. Thank you, right. Thank you very much, Hegemon. I appreciate it. I don't know why the alert didn't go off, but thank you for that. Super chat.
Of Candace Owen and Charlie Kirk.
Okay.
Drawing a chart on a whiteboard for Kanye West.
Oh, no.
And they're explaining to Kanye that politics is downstream of culture.
Culture will always be upstream from politics. Whoever can control culture can control politics.
That's the reason why you'll see so many failed cultural icons, Nicki Minaj, suddenly pretend and jump into some of these right-wing movements because they're trying to take their cultural clout and turn it political.
Yeah.
And this is what Candace Owens has been super good about.
Yeah, but then Nicki Minaj has that bad wig now.
There's a famous video of Candace Owen and Charlie Kirk.
Okay.
Drawing a chart on a whiteboard for Kanye West.
Oh, no.
And they're explaining to Kanye that politics is downstream of culture.
Of course it is. That was Andrew Breitbart's thing, right? The politics downstream of culture. Whoa, this says micro points, 10,000%. What in the fuck does that mean? So it's supposed to do this.
I was like a ninja.
That's supposed to be the new alert, but it did not work. But I'll be working on it. Let me check something right quick. All right, it went back off the way it's supposed to. All right, anyways. That was Andrew Breitbart thing. The politics, the downstream.
Be upstream from politics.
What do you mean Freddy Fazbear is listed in the Epstein files? What do you mean by that?
I think we already watched this one.
Epstein was sharing 4chan links to spicy images of Five Nights at Freddy characters in his emails. What do you mean by that? What do you mean the same emails show that Jeffrey Epstein had a meeting with the owner of 4chan? What do you mean by that? What do you mean the QAnon conspiracy and the Pizzagate conspiracy came from 4chan? What do you mean by that? What do you mean that Jeffrey Epstein also met with Steve Bannon, who helped push the QAnon and the Pizzagate conspiracy theories to make discussing the Jeffrey Epstein scandal so toxic that no one would want to even touch it, but could also use it and spin it around in a judo-style attack on everybody?
I like pro
Man, I hate January. This month started off with Trump invading Venezuela.
He's from Philly.
And stealing
around
the president, and it's ending with Trump invading the Grammys and stealing Don Lemon. Plus, my car just got plowed in 4 days after a snowstorm. Fuck January. Man, I hate January.
Here's the Nick Fuentes clip I was talking about. It's Kenny Clow clip. Oh, it's not there. Why not? I'll find it. Hold on. Probably because it's Nick Fuentes. I'll probably have to go to Twitter. Give me just a second. Nick Fuentes is like fucking kryptonite to TikTok. You can't even search his name. Watch this. Nick Fuentes. No results found. The phrase may be associated with hateful behavior. TikTok is committed to keeping our community safe and working to prevent the spread of hate. For more information, we invite you to review our community guidelines. You can't even search his name. So that probably explains why it was removed. Here we go. Just listen here. It says 6 months ago, Jeffrey Epstein had a pedophile island and Trump is covering up. This week, the whole pedo thing is like, they're really pedophilia. It's not really pedophilia. They weren't trafficking 5-year-old. It was like they were technically not legal. Big deal. The issue is not that they were barely legal teens, which is what it is. I don't know what he's going to show on the screen, so I'm just going to let you listen to the audio. Here you go. This is Nick Fuentes on his show.
This whole pedo thing.
Ninja. Oh, it worked that time. Shocked Candace loves Tate as much she does. As much she does when he looks like he's a full body circumcision. Yeah. He does look rough. I loved watching him get his fucking shit. He's always talked about how he was this like high caliber, like fucking kickboxer, and he got his fucking shit beat in by a goddamn YouTuber. Like he likes to say he fought a professional fighter. He didn't, right? It's a YouTube boxing league. He got beat up by the best of the YouTube boxing league. Thank you very much for the donation. The alert worked that time. All right, listen to Nick Fuentes.
This whole pedo thing, it's like, is it really pedophilia? I don't want to be the one that has to say it, but
by definition, it's not. It is hebophilia. So yeah, pedophilia is like prepubescent, right? Hebophilia is like through puberty. And then hebophilia is like from puberty before 18 or some shit like that. I don't know. You can never give out those definitions without sounding like a pedophile. So it's all pedophilia.
I guess I'm being forced to say it. It's not really pedophilia, okay? They weren't trafficking 5-year-olds. It was like they were technically not legal. Big difference, in my opinion. I know that's a controversial take, but that's not really the issue there. Okay? The issue is not that they were barely legal.
Start drinking again.
Which is what it is. It's horrendous. It's awful. It's pedophilia. Okay, relax. No, the issue is that Epstein is a Jewish spy probably working with Israel. That's the dilemma there. He's working with Israeli intelligence.
All right, so that's just the first clip, okay? Now, again, 6 months ago, he was saying that Jeffrey Epstein had a pedophile island and Trump was covering it up.
Sometimes you got to be the villain. Epstein's my boy, dude. Let's just be honest. Epstein was cool as fuck. There, I said it. What are you going to do? Go ahead, cancel me. Yeah, I said it. Jeffrey Epstein was cool as fuck. Now what? Go ahead, cancel me. Do it. So sometimes we have to be the villain. Sometimes we have to be on a villain arc. That's okay. I'll be a little unpopular. I've been unpopular before.
And he's selling Epstein merch. You know that famous like quarter zip like sweatshirt, the Jeffrey Epstein picture that everybody, the news uses and shit. He's selling merch that matches that. And here's the last clip, I believe.
You niggas are not ready for that conversation, but Jeff Epstein, not a pedophile, but you're not ready for that conversation. All of his victims, 14 to 17. That's not pedophilia. But y'all niggas ain't ready for that conversation. People say that's normalizing pedophilia. No, that's defining pedophilia. You niggas are not ready for that.
Such a hot take that Nick Fuentes selling Epstein merch and now defending Epstein. Wild. And then we had the Cobra Tate, the Andrew Tate. I'll read it again. His tweet he put out about Epstein. Here's a black pill. The evil Epstein lived his life with near unlimited financial excess and luxury. He was connected to the world's most powerful people, giving him a deep understanding and control over the world's realities. He lived to a moderately old age and is now immortalized in internet culture forever via memeing. 99.9% of you will never achieve even one of these things. You'll never be rich or important or immortalized. He beat you in every single metric. You lost to a scumbag. Fucking crazy, dude. I don't know. Everyone wants to be friends with a pimp. Doubt me? Epstein had access to pussy. Look at his fucking friends list. It's basic human psychology. I have the assets every man who's not a hating bitch wishes they had, and the next best thing to being me is knowing me. That's also Andrew Tate. Longtime admirer of one Epstein. The crazy shit they were talking about in his like in his some of his case went around like this group where he was training people to basically fucking traffic women for OnlyFans sites. And some of the shit he was telling those guys said they do was just fucking wild. And he talks about like being an alpha male and like how he's only interested in pussy. This half the time it was him pretending to be these girls in the messaging back with these men beating their dick. And he was messaging like, oh yeah, baby, I love that. Yeah. Beat it harder. Like he was messaging these dudes. I don't know. Shit's getting weird. Okay, this is another Jubilee clip. I can't play the whole thing, but this is a pretty good clip out of it.
Trump prioritizes the wealthy while he leaves you behind. Oh.
Trump is prioritizing the wealthy, leaving you behind.
She's quick.
Hello. So many people taking pictures of the gas prices in Texas and Louisiana going, dang, I ain't seen gas. It's $1.19. I didn't see that.
Her source for this is, I've seen it all over TikTok, man. $1.19 gas. I've seen it all over TikTok.
So many times on TikTok, bro. I promise to goodness, all you got to do is go look for it, baby.
You can look at the average.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You can look at the average.
Numbers, but I'm telling you, real people.
Because facts are over feelings. That's how things work.
Feelings. It's reality.
Facts don't care about feelings.
Reality.
That's how it goes.
Feeling. It's reality.
And the reality is that the national average for gas is literally only 5 cents lower than what it was a year ago. And Trump said,
so it's lower. So it got it lower.
Trump said that he was going to have it less than $2 a gallon.
It's going to keep dropping.
Is that lower than $2 a gallon?
But it's lower. There's progress.
So you're going to celebrate 5 cents?
Yeah, I'm going to celebrate anything that's lower. Yes, and it's going to keep going. I'm not in my ego, bro.
Says who?
You're coming at this in your ego.
In my ego because I'm looking at the facts?
No, I'm coming at this as an American who wants to see everybody prosper and succeed.
So here's what's not prospering in this country. The fact that people are seeing real wage growth in this country, literally half of what it was last year. The people in this country that are literally watching.
Are you talking about unemployment?
What?
Are you talking about unemployment?
Do you know what real wage growth is?
Absolutely.
What is it?
But I'm saying, okay, wage growth as in how much we're making as Americans. Like if the money we take home is growing.
Inflation,
that's what you mean. Yeah.
Wage growth.
Right.
How they make that determination.
Right.
And if you look at that number, with everything together,
yes,
it's half of what it was last year.
Okay. But I'm saying there are so many different factors that contribute to that.
Foreclosures are up.
Absolutely.
People cannot afford to live.
But literally, this was last year. This has been happening since the.
Yeah, I understand. Where I live, we get extremely low gas prices compared to most of and we're nowhere near that low.
You had a president that ran for office saying that all he had to do was to get in office and he would fix every problem in America.
And then she's going to say, now you're doing this magic wand argument. We never made that argument. I've never made an argument that as soon as he gets into office, he'll fix it with any candidate. That was Trump's argument, not our argument.
And the reality is
now you're
that
coming
hasn't
back
happened.
Now you're coming back to we want the magic wand.
You guys ran on having a magic wand.
You guys, I didn't run nothing. Like, what are you talking about?
I thought that's what we were talking about.
Like, literally, there's no magic wand.
You've been voted out by the majority. Please take your seat.
Trump prioritizes the wealthy while
there are some really good clips from this one. Isaiah Martin, I think's the guy's name, right? Isaiah Martin talks real wage growth.
You behind.
Yes.
One of my
someone has been digging up since the Epstein thing came out. Someone has been digging up some questionable Kid Rock lyrics, and I'm gonna read you a Kid Rock lyric, and it actually appeared in a movie. Okay, a Kid Rock song that appeared in a movie. You try to guess which movie it appeared in. Okay. Now, some people say my mind's blown. I'm cooling like a snow cone. On my cell phone, I'm paid, G. Can't call, just page me. Young ladies, I like them underage, see. Some say that's statutory, but I say it's mandatory. Any idea where that came from? My story ain't that complex. 2 40s and a Rolex. I rip, I rock, I roll G. I trim my hair with the Flowbee. I have horror stories about I was a Flowbee kid. My parents couldn't afford a Flowbee, so they sent me to my aunt's, and she did it. It was horrible. What movie do you think that appeared in? That is a Kid Rock song, Kid Rock lyrics that he sang, and it was in I'll give you the year. Uh-oh, stop that. Nope, don't do that. A 2001 film. 2001 film. I'll read it one more time. Now, some people say my mind's blown. I'm cooling like a snow cone. On my cell phone,
like
I'm paid
ninja.
Uh-oh. $20. Wood chipper go brew. Very good. Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that, Grassroots. On my cell phone, I'm paid G. Can't call, just page me. Young ladies, I like them underage, C. Some say that's statutory, but I say it's mandatory. My story ain't that complex. 240s and a Rolex. I rip, I rock, I roll G. I trim my hair with a Flowbee. Got soul G like Al Green. Cocooling like the A-team. From Maine to San Francisco, I'm shooting like a pistol. I'm so slick, I'm Crisco. Daddy like to disco. Any guesses? It's from a fucking kids movie, believe it or not. Osmosis Jones, a kids movie. Where he's saying I like them underage. Some call it statutory, but I call it mandatory.
Don't be all impressed, because 99% of that's just sugar, you know.
Yeah, and 99% of you is just stupid.
Excuse me.
It's where he's like a germ or something, fighting bad guy germs kind of deal.
Excuse me. He's going El Pollo Loco on your crazy.
Osmosis Jones, the kids movie. That Kid Rock was talking about underage. He likes underage girls. It's not statutory, it's mandatory. What the fuck is wrong with these people, dude? And they're like, thank God Kid Rock is doing the Christian halftime show. Not like that Bad Bunny guy. I don't even think he speaks English. And the podcast bros are flipping. All the podcast bros are flipping. We've already seen the Joe Rogans. Here's the Andrew Schultz.
But I will say that this was a breaking point for me in the way that the administration responded to it. Like, I didn't think what's happening right now with ICE could happen in America. I genuinely did not think that was possible. I thought our institution, I thought the Constitution would hold up. When I see it and then immediately defend it,
They censored it on the actual movie, but not the DVD.
We got to be very loud about this.
Probably they probably brought it up for the ratings.
Not like liberal catastrophic thinking. It starts to become very reasonable, nuanced criticism of the administration. They have just made the most far left critiques of the Trump administration. Their reaction to this has just justified all of them. In one moment, all of their responses, from Trump to Kash Patel, they have justified every single and I know people will probably look at this and be like, they've done a million other things to justify them. Sure, and that's fair. But this specific situation, I think, is a breaking point, and it has justified all those criticisms. I think people's antennas are way up, and people's antennas that were not up initially.
This is like seeing the Epstein files. Because it's like,
wouldn't it be nice if we got those?
It's like, damn, y'all really been lying to us. Like, damn, like you really lying.
But I will say that
this guy was basically kissing Trump's ass, right? J.D. Vance and Trump and Elon and everybody. We got to do it. We got to get America back. The left's not going to like it, but there's too many rapists and drug dealers and human traffickers. And we got these guys single-handedly probably gave Trump a few points nationwide, at least. And they're like, I can't believe everybody was right about him. I can't believe everybody said Project 2025 and all that was true. Oh, guess who called? Guess who called it again? This guy right here called it again. We have reports coming out of the last couple of days that ICE agents are expressing frustration that they're now meeting their yearly whatevers, right? They've been there a year, been there 2 years or whatever, and their bonuses aren't being paid. So it's just like military bonus. When you sign up, you'll get like a lump sometimes like right off the bat. And then at 1 year, you get a portion. Let's say it's a 5-year contract. They take whatever they owe you. Every year, you get some of it. Sometimes it'll be like 30, 20, whatever. But anyways, it's usually given on those markers. 6 months, 1 year, year and a half, 2 years, whatever. Not getting their bonuses, not getting paid. And if they don't finish it, a lot of times they owe it all back. Okay? So like in the military, let's say you got a $50,000 sign-on bonus, or $20,000 was real common at the time. I'm an idiot, so I let a recruiter convince me that there were no sign-on bonuses at the time and fucking signed up because I'm dumb. Don't be like me. Anyways, he just knew that I wanted to join up real bad, so he wasn't gonna waste a bonus if he didn't have to. Anyways, say $20,000 is real common. Say they gave you five, right? 4 5s. Let's say on your 4th year, you're supposed to get your 5. You get kicked out for whatever reason. You owe the entire amount of money you got, the $16,000. You owe it all back, every bit of it. Also true, aggressor. It's 100%. I'm glad we got something that pops up now when they do super chats and super stickers, because I think I missed a couple, and I fucking hate that. Like, it bothers me so much in my head to think somebody donated and I didn't fucking say thank you. Like, it's, I don't know. It fucks with me. Thousands sing outside the ICE hotel.
I know I'm supposed to feel sorry for Alex Preddy, but I don't. This, quite simply, is a joke. All right? First of all, just carrying a gun illegally is not likely to provoke a violent response. In this case, in my legal opinion, should never have been brought. I know I'm supposed to feel sorry for Alex Preddy, but I don't. This, quite simply, is a joke. All right? First of all, just...
You guys know, Megyn Kelly figured out real quick that Trump had a cult-like following, and if she jumped on that train, she would too. You guys remember in 2015, they had like a huge falling out, and all the Trump supporters were saying like, asked him the worst questions and did it to him on purpose and was mean and disgusting to him. Because she asked him, you've called women you don't like fat, pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. And he lashed out at her. And Trump's whole following attacked her, that she was unfair and disingenuous and fucked with him and blah, blah, blah. And I think she saw, like oh my God.
Ninja.
Oh, shit. Don't let it fuck with you. I'm just a money shotgun. I thank Jen for showing me. Y'all love your show. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it, Grassroots. Thank you. It's a big deal. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if somebody's giving me money, I'd be pissed if they didn't say, at least read my message or say thank you. But I see other streamers that like, they'll have like a backlog of 100 and they'll like try to get through them or whatever before the stream. I would have a goddamn panic attack if I had like a backlog of like 30 donations. I would be over here fucking hitting the inhaler or some shit. But thank you for the donations. I think when she got basically drugged by Trump's following, she said, holy shit, these guys are loyal. Whatever he says goes. Like, you could turn, and that was it. That's all it took. She is now MAGA and knows that she'll always have this support from MAGA.
Just carrying a gun illegally is not likely to provoke a violent response. In this case, in my legal opinion, should never have been brought. I know
she's not dumb, right? She's not dumb. She has a hell of a fucking education.
I was like a ninja.
I don't get where she gets it. I don't understand how you. Also, I'm hyper right wing libertarian. We ain't all evil assholes. The LP does not like that shit. Yeah, for sure. We went over. I'm part of a libertarian. I think it's libertarian veterans or something, a Facebook page that's like Libertarian Party, like to the core, and they have the best fucking Trump memes, like calling fucking Trump out. Like it's fucking pretty intense. True libertarians aren't on this fucking goddamn, I'm the boot, so I don't care if the boot's stomping on people. But thank you for being here. Tecumseh Elementary School in Syracuse when she was 9. Her family moved to Del Mar, New York, a suburb of Albany, where she attended Bethlehem Central High School. After high school, she studied political science at Syracuse, graduated in 1992 with a Bachelor of Arts. She then attended Albany Law School, where she was an editor for the Albany Law Review. She graduated in 1995 with JD, right, as a lawyer. She's an associate attorney in the Chicago office law firm Bickle and Brewer. In the fall of 1996, she co-wrote an article, The Conflicting Roles of a Lawyer as Director, for the American Bar Association Journal Litigation. She later worked at Jones Day Law Firm for 9 years, where one of her clients was the Credit Bureau Experian. Like, she was a decent, pretty powerful lawyer at the time. So she's not dumb. If you can get in with Trump and stay in with Trump, you're going to have a huge following, and they're just going to throw money at you. That following, right? And support viewership, right? Over and over and over and over and over. If you offend Trump and he throws you to the wolves, you can also roll that into a career, like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene is trying to spin this into the we're America first, and that has no leader. We're not tied to Trump or pedophiles or anything. We're just America first. But you got to stay in good with him long enough to where it doesn't look like he can't just say you're a rhino.
They're discrediting what I consider to be a very well-organized operation in ICE, but they're discrediting even these officers. They're going to make their job more difficult and more dangerous.
I think we saw this clip doing.
Arrest as many people that touch you as you want to. Those are the general orders all the way to the top. Everybody gets it if they touch you. You hear what I'm saying? Leslie?
Everybody fucking gets it if they touch you. Tim Pool paraded around as a classical liberal with libertarian views for years. And now he's in a clip saying, oh, they're saying you're licking the boot. You don't get it. I am the boot. I voted for the boot. The boot is me. What a fucking disgrace to fucking classical liberalism, to libertarians, to everybody. Disgraceful, dude.
Kyle Rittenhouse was a conservative hero, right, for walking into a protest, actually brandishing a weapon. But this guy who had a legal permit to carry and already had his...
Wait a second. Is that true? She paid someone to film her pretending to be a journalist. She then submitted these videos to TV channels. Oh, shit.
To some people, I guess, is some sort of instigator when he was actually going to help a woman who had been pushed down and tear gassed by ICE. We have the right to protest. That should be upheld and respected. Kyle Rittenhouse was a conservative hero, right, for walking into a protest.
Of course he was.
Could see this for what?
To be fair, I kind of lean with Destiny on the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. Like, he probably shouldn't have been there. He should have crossed state lines. That's illegal. If you want to get him for that, that's fine. But people are chasing him. I mean, I'm a big Second Amendment guy. I don't know that you're, like, they're saying their intentions were to disarm him because it seemed dangerous, and I wouldn't have put myself probably in that position to be out there defending someone else's property. But let's say it's my own property. I'm not going to let anybody that I don't know come and disarm me for their safety. Like, seemed pretty hostile. I'm not going to say the thing that got Destiny banned from Twitch, so.
It was, and knows that there has to be a change in course. But this rush to come out and say, again, like Renee Good, that he's a domestic terrorist.
But you're rushing too. You've clearly arrived at a conclusion for an investigation.
Based on watching all of the video and the president.
Have you seen the body cam video? I was unaware you had the
You know
body
what? It's
cam
going to exonerate all the agents. You're completely right. But see this for what it was.
Of course it will. Trump supporter drove. I like this now. This Impact, the news channel on TikTok, in case you haven't known. Trump supporter drove into a student at an anti-ICE rally. I haven't seen this. Have you? He's got a Trump flag. Holy fuck. Were they even looking? Looked like they might have been facing the other way. Oh, no, they were looking. But damn, it wasn't like they were up against their... God damn.
Oh, my God.
I was like a ninja.
I bailed on Trump, frankly, because he's a mouth breeder. When he came out in favor of red flag. Yeah, that was crazy. When he was... I supported Trump at the time as well. And I was pissed when he's like, I prefer we take the gun first. Can we do that? And he's talking to Pam Bondi, who has always been in favor of red flag gun laws. Like, get the fuck out of here. Oh, they let them keep their guns and they shoot something up. I prefer we take the gun first. What are you talking about? Under whose pretense and what governing authority? Like, I've been on the no-fly list. I understand how it is to get... I was on the no-fly list when I came home from leave from Iraq. How the fuck does that even happen? Like, I have a top secret clearance. I've been overseas fighting with the U.S. Army, not a contractor, not nothing, with the U.S. Army. Come home and I know all about shady government lists and how easy it is to get on one and how hard it is to fucking get off one. That's insane, dude. I get really angry at conservatives for tolerating it. Yeah, that's fucking... Who's in charge of it? How do they use it? When do they... Just like now, they're scanning the faces of anybody who blows a goddamn whistle and then calls them fucking domestic terrorists, and they're forming a database. I don't trust the government to make those decisions. And then drove off. That was bad, dude. He hit her hard. Hospitalized after being struck by... Damn. That was a hard hit.
I think people are realizing it was all a lie. It was a big lie for the people. What MAGA is really serving is, in this administration, who they're serving is their big donors. The big donors that donated all the money and continue to donate to the president's PACs and donate to the...
There's something wrong with her Neanderthal fucking ears or some shit. Why does her AirPod not fit? Why is it doing that?
250th anniversary and are donating to the big ballroom. And if they're donating to all these things, those are the people that get the special favors, they get the government contracts, they get the pardons, or somebody they love or one of their friends gets a pardon. And it's the foreign countries that are running the show here. It's the major...
The problem is, like, she's right about all this, but then she always wants to play it. And well, the left's even worse about it, blah, blah, blah. And then also throw on top of a bunch of conspiracies. Like, Trump's made billions of fucking dollars, and then she's like, the Biden crime family was making so much money.
Big corporations. And
if you have not seen the Hunter Biden fucking interview with Channel 5 News, Andrew Callahan, it was so fucking good, dude.
What is best for the world? That's really what MAGA is. That's the results.
That's right.
We're
Any random user.
After one full year of MAGA. It's kind of like the Scooby-Doo meme where, you know, they pull the mask off the bad guy. Well, the mask is being pulled off, and the Make America Great Again isn't really about America.
It's Netanyahu.
Or the American people. It's not about the American people. MAGA...
If you look at the DOJ, they announced, they released 3 million pages.
Trump says the DOJ shouldn't focus on the Epstein files anymore. By the way, they released 3 million of what they were supposed to release, which was 6 million or more. And they said, nope, we're done. Sorry.
It's like this is all they're supposed to be doing. And frankly, the DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do, because that whole thing's turned out, I mean, other than Bill Clinton and, Bill Gates and lots of people that have... There are a lot of questions about it, but nothing on me.
Oh, no.
A lot of time that's being wasted. When Epstein was
Nothing on me, guys. Nothing on me.
10 years ago, nobody cared about it. But they're only doing it. But now it's...
I heard Jill Biden's ex-husband killed his current wife. is what I heard.
It's really hitting back on them because Bill Clinton is such a big part of it. The Democrats are pushing it. And the problem is that it's turning out to be the Democrats that were with and conspired with Epstein. If you look at the DOJ, they announced...
The Democrats. Nothing on me, guys.
This gentleman is dead, but he did bring a 9mm semi-automatic weapon with 2 cartridges to what was supposed to be a peaceful.
With 2 cartridges. I hate hearing these people talk, dude. With 2 cartridges.
A 9mm semi-automatic weapon with 2 cartridges to what was supposed to be a peaceful protest. I think that
it wasn't a peaceful protest. It wasn't a protest at all. It was just people showing up, dude.
There are a lot of paid agitators who are ginning things up, and the governor has not done a good job at tamping this down.
Yeah. I mean, as you know, he was an ICU nurse, worked...
The pro-Second Amendment party, remember, the pro-Second Amendment party. Well, he did have a gun with 2 cartridges.
For the Veterans Administration, and there's no evidence that he brandished the gun whatsoever. In fact, it appears that he was disarmed before
he brought a gun. Have you ever gone to...
I bring a gun everywhere I fucking go. Everywhere. Protest day, the fucking Chick-fil-A, Jesus Chicken. Like, I bring a gun everywhere, so...
He brought a gun. He brought a gun. Have you ever gone to a protest, Jonathan?
I mean, we do have a Second Amendment in this country.
I am sorry that this gentleman...
God damn, what a fucking argument, dude.
Bring a 9mm semi-automatic weapon with 2 cartridges to what was supposed...
Here's the good one. Hold on.
Nicki Minaj and Donald Trump. Now, you know, conservatives, or including myself, were beyond disgusted by some of her lyrics in her songs over the years. WAP, I won't say what that stands for, but...
Oh, yeah. You guys remember when Nicki Minaj did Wet Ass Pussy?
That's Cardi B. Oh, that's how bad I am. That's Cardi B. Thank you, Sam. I stand corrected. Now, Nicki Minaj...
Fucking retards. Here's Trump. This is the one I want to get to.
I'm a Second Amendment.
I'm a Second Amendment guy. People have to protect themselves.
People have to protect themselves. I'm a Second Amendment person, very simply. People have to be able to protect themselves.
That being said, you know, you can't have guns. You can't go up getting the guns because you can't
have guns. You can't walk around with guns. You can't have a gun. The only meaningful nationwide gun legislation that had been passed in years was when Trump randomly went after bump stocks. And the NRA fucking cheered it on. What are y'all talking about?
People have to protect themselves. I'm a Second Amendment person.
I fucking hate him.
Very simply. People have to be able to protect themselves.
That being said, you know, you can't have guns. You can't go up getting the guns.
All right, I don't know what this next one is.
That you were not granted the right to see a lawyer, even though you wanted to see one, is a violation of your rights.
Yes, I do, as I understand it. I mean, we're entitled to counsel. It's a part of the Bill of Rights. Even if you're here illegally and you're a foreign national, you are also entitled to legal representation.
Why sit here and talk to me? Why go public?
I have...
Is he a veteran? Combat veteran?
Privilege. You know, I was medically retired. I'm a combat vet. I'm white. I'm middle class. If I can't advocate for people who need it, then who else is going to do it? Who else is going to stand up and speak truth to power?
The fact that you were not granted...
Extra evil if you got 2 guns. They'll probably shoot you 30 times.
What are my symptoms? You would have to tell me that? Damp pants, cankles, purple hand. Oh, you're dying. I think you're dying. Remove stains from couch. Okay, what type of stains? Is Charlie Kirk definitely dead? Yes. Best untraceable poison? Best way to make a dog death look like an accident. Was that just a fart? Is Satan...
It's all the stuff they asked the ChatGPT.
Mother? Unlikely. It depends who you are. Stephen Miller. Then yes. How do you spell ChatGPT? It's on the screen. What is egg? Is my son Eric redacted? You probably mean retard. What causes autism? How do you type like you speak? Can I eat raw peacock ass? I advise against. I have eaten raw peacock ass. How do I lower the age of consent? Well, you have to get get Congress to... In the past, you would need a time machine. So how do I burn Epstein files? Hide my Grindr account. Well, that's easy. You just delete the account. Still show it to hot trans girls. Is Baron too tall? Which one are you? What do you mean? I see 3 of you. Which one is you? Inflatable girlfriend? Would you like a website to order one? How is my fax hole I've put in inflatable girlfriend? Where is the hole? I have shit my pants. What is Iran? Iran is a country in... Should boring people give me an erection? Be very strange. I can't get an erection. Do you drink excessively? Unshit my pants? What are my symptoms? You would have to tell me that. Pants, ankles, purple hand. Oh, you're dying.
Oh, shit.
Remove stains from couch. Okay, what type of stains?
This guy's funny. I wonder if he's done anything else recently that we haven't watched.
So back in October, I made this video where I said MAGA would have their own Super Bowl halftime show because of their outrage at Bad Bunny performing. And now here it is, Tapusa putting together their all-American halftime show.
Tapusa. Tapusa. It's got Kid Rock and other people. Other people.
Show. Headlined, of course, by Kid Rock, but you already knew that because we're doing our own halftime show. Really are snowflakes. Who do you have performing? Hi, y'all. I told you it was coming. Greg Stradamus strikes again. So back in October, I made... So the Epstein files distract from the ICE killings? That's right. So what do the ICE killings distract from? Venezuela and Greenland? Christ, I almost forgot about that. That's the point. So what distracts from the Epstein?
I don't know any of them.
Arrest journalists and say the election was stolen. Oh, of course. So right now we are here. That's why I'm suing Trevor Noah. Can't do that. Satire is protected. And I'm closing the Trump Kennedy Center for 2 years. Why? Because people...
Oh, yeah. So everybody was canceling at the Trump Kennedy Center. Right, after he put his name on it. And then that caused like a snowball. More people were canceling because of it. So now he's closing it down for 2 years for renovations.
Hate you so much they won't perform? Bongino! Republicans need to nationalize elections. I totally agree, sir. We've got full control of the Fulton County ballots for the...
Oh, shit. Phil Godlewski did a live last night. I'll show you. Hold on. Finish this video. I'll grab a clip.
Oh, so you can literally change history? And I've got more evidence of Russiagate from 2016 to Obama. That's the election you won. Let the dogs out. So ICE are going to wear body cams now. Yep, you got what you asked for. What about no masks, stop racial profiling, and no more murder? You get body cams that you'll probably erase. Oh, you look like Dr. Evil's son. Immigrants are here to provide labor, and that's it. Slavery. You want slavery. Flood the zone, Donald. They can't keep up. I want a 100,000-seater stadium for the UFC on the White House lawn. How? Make it 2,000 rows high? I'm suing the IRS for $10 billion. You're suing the government? You are the government. And I never even knew Jeffrey Epstein. You said he was a friend of 15 years and a terrific guy. No, I didn't. How much you lie is truly incredible. Well, thank you. Not a good quality in a president. Yeah, but it's the best quality I have. So the Epstein file...
Fucking wild, dude. This shit they comes up. This guy's funny, though. All right. Phil Godlewski back on his live streaming shit. Just wait till you see this. Body cams under their uniforms. Yeah, probably. You need to make them wear them at home as often as they beat their wives.
Great.
Let's get to the intro.
How do you setting? Guys haven't seen a couple of weeks now. It's been, I think, right? Maybe a little.
What if I told you that Phil Godlewski is now taking up for Epstein? He says in this video, we'll try to find the clip. It's like 2 hours long, but we'll skip around. That Epstein did do horrible things to kids, but he had to be on the inside to take down the bad guys. And in him doing that, Epstein is a better man than Phil could ever be, even though Phil's the one who was sleeping with a 15-year-old. You know.
Under 2 weeks. I don't know why camera adjust a light like that. It really drives me crazy. Gotta be a setting on there or something, but so stupid. You know, it's fine. I gotta fix it. This guy can't do it.
Change your ISO, bro. You want a camera that's using as a webcam in a studio like this where the lighting's not dynamic, it's not changing. You want it all set to manual. If you watch this. Dial it in and leave it. There you go.
I guess we're just gonna have to deal. Anyway, Thank you guys for tuning in. My name's Phil. I know I said that last with the live stream on of tonight's live is going to quite a while ago, like 5 years ago. Still here.
Just wait.
A week ago and then a few days ago.
This guy, so Grassroots and some other people, Fell Runners here, you probably don't know who this guy is. This guy was a real estate agent in small town Pennsylvania, worked at a Subway shop that his mom owned the gas station for, kind of a piece of shit. Did some shady stuff with real estate, but even before that, he was a youth baseball coach for a local high school. He ends up sleeping with a 15-year-old, gets busted for it, ends up taking a guilty plea down to corruption of minors. Then years later, comes out and starts saying that he's Q, he's a secret agent, he worked for the government, he's Trump's right-hand man, he's a hacker, he's all these things, and making predictions and blah, blah, blah. When all of his background comes up about him sleeping with a 15-year-old, then he claims it's all defamation, it was never true, blah, blah, blah. He sues the newspaper that printed about him, loses. He sues his child victim, loses, and is now tells his following that the judge was wrong, he's taken to the Supreme Court. He's made literally millions. He just bought a $17 million home. He owns like property all over the world now. He went from small town part-time Subway worker and real estate agent to a multimillionaire with probably 13, 14 properties, even in Hawaii and Italy and all kinds of shit, by getting his audience to donate and buy silver in an MLM, where every time they buy silver, he gets points. At one time, he was making $12,000 a week just off his silver MLM. And he has like 5 other MLMs he does. One with fucking TV, one with crypto, one with silver, one with roll over your 401k or IRA to gold, and he makes 10% of your IRA. Like, it's so fucking bad the way he grifts his audience. But, I mean, like, he's got fucking goddamn Lamborghinis and McLarens and fucking all kinds of shit. Houses all over the world now. Multi-millionaire. From literally a real estate agent, a small-time real estate agent, to multi-millionaire. He spent millions of dollars suing that newspaper, the Scranton Times, that wrote the article about him, basically sleeping with a 15-year-old is what they claimed, and lost that case. Didn't even try. His defense was just like, nah, but he still spent millions of dollars trying to sue him.
Friday.
He's a horrible person.
Talk a little bit about why Friday happened and what we should expect next from the market. Let me actually see what Silver did in the show as well. So before.
So his background story, where people believe he has intelligence, is that he was a loner in high school, and when he was 16, they sent him to CIA training camp, where he was roommates with Ezra Cohen Watnick, but he overheard that the CIA was planning 9/11, so he left the CIA and joined the NSA. But he stayed in touch with Ezra Cohen Watnick, who was his roommate at I can't stress this enough, at youth CIA summer camp. Okay? And Ezra Cohen Watnick is really a Kennedy, and that's why he has connections. And then when Phil, the guy on the screen, left the NSA or the CIA because they were planning 9/11, he joined the NSA, and then basically he's the real Edward Snowden. The guy that you see that the government claims is Edward Snowden is an actor that's covering for him, and his audience believes this shit.
Before we get into any of that, we're going to talk a little bit about Jiggle, too, and where we're at with all that. Before we get into that, I want you guys to tell me where you live.
Jiggle's his crypto scam.
I don't actually know if they talk like that from South Dakota.
Yes. When we first found him, he did not know, he didn't know what Q was. He was asking Brad Barton about it, and I did a 5-hour interview with this guy, and he, when I asked him, I was like, well, you never covered Q until, like Trump lost the election, then suddenly you were like all about this Q, and he's like, I had to keep my cover.
Maybe they do. I don't know.
Anyways, the newest thing is he's going to be defending Epstein, which I kind of figured this was coming eventually because he has similar crimes.
Texas, probably Paradise, but Paradise with PH is much better, obviously. Lebanon, Ohio, Monterey, California, Durham, North Carolina, go Duke. Little Rock in the Razorback State, Dunn, North Carolina, but deeply anywhere in the entire state. Grafton, Wisconsin, El Paso, Texas, Chicagoland. Okay, Oswego, the guy cancellations the last couple nights. I ran into a little bit of. They brought my dad down with me. Just doing some random. Like I have standards. Usually I'm about a 2-hour mark-ish, plus or minus. Probably about an hour from now, so it's about an hour and 20 minutes total. It's not going to be an extraordinarily long live, but it is going to be full of content that I don't know. Some of it is probably you haven't heard before. So that's what we're going to
Epstein
for. There's a couple trolls that have a channel of mine and they repost my videos and they have my nose like doing this thing like this every time I go back and forth. It's like a rubber nose. Look at that. I can't do it.
Oh my God! Put your camera on manual, dude.
It's gonna help. Face and then get the shadow from my hat. Then I can take my hat off and look at my hair. You know what I mean? It's just I don't want people focused over here. So we're back on Q streaming. I don't know if you guys have kind of gotten off of Q because I haven't been there for the last few lives.
Oh, the Georgia hat. I was wondering why you asked if he was in Georgia. I didn't even catch it. No, he's still. So his main houses are in Nevada and Pennsylvania. You got a $1.7 million home in Pennsylvania, and then they built a house in Nevada on some lake. I can't remember the name of it.
We're back on Q streaming now. We're on channel 2. Watch on Q for more. So, couple months, and we're gonna highlight free.
But so the worst thing for Phil is that when he was first charged in 2010 with sleeping with a 15-year-old, all the text messages came out in the court case. Like, it is so bad. I started out when I first got my big following. I was still a Trump supporter, but I was covering these grifters that were using Q and Pizzagate and all that shit to make money and lying about who they were and what they knew. And pretty early on, I started covering Phil, and I've covered him for years. I basically know his entire backstory and everything about him. So if you got questions, just ask.
If you get enough people enrolled. So we're going to talk about all that another time. We're not going to do that in tonight's live. But just so you know, if you guys have stopped watching on Q, you can go back watching on Q now because they just revamped their system completely. And
Q is CUE. It is basically like, you guys remember the Cody boxes where you could basically stream anything? It's like that, but it's MLM based. You have to pay for it. That you put it on an Amazon Fire Stick, you pay for it, and you get all the channels. But each person you sign up, you get $10 a month of their $60 a month or whatever they pay.
In addition to that, I'm on there again. Channel 2. How was Dan Scavino's wedding? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh, this one said, nobody cares about the size of your nose or your hair. Watch how quickly she gets added to the muted list. You use her forever. Look at that. It's so simple. And all I gotta do is click a button, and then it's just muted forever.
Are you into music or something? Kick 808, like the drums. 808.
Agenda, my tangents. Talk about whatever I want to talk about for however long I want to talk about it. You just got a deal, and if you don't want a deal, you can make snide comments if you would like, but I will just delete them and I will mute you so you can no longer do it. Okay. Anyway, yeah, Q streaming's up. We covered that.
Yes, while he was on his honeymoon where he married his new wife, he was sexting what he believed was a woman also from Pennsylvania. Turns out it was some people that had a group that hated him, and they published all his photos he was sexting with her while he was on his fucking honeymoon in Italy. On his honeymoon with his brand new wife, he's sexting another woman. What he thinks is another woman. He's been busted so many times, it isn't even funny.
I just found this out today, but last month, goldquiz.com had triple the month than they had.
Goldquiz.com is another of his money-making ventures. It is roll your 401k into gold and get it out of the stock market. But Phil makes 10% of whatever. So if you're rolling over $500,000, a decent $500,000 or $1 million, he's making 10% of that.
The month before, which is crazy phenomenal. You guys have really utilized goldquiz.com to position yourselves to be set in a really, really good position for what's happening with the metals market. And we all know the metals market had jumped up quite considerably, in the last few months. And then just this past Friday,
it was honestly underwhelming. His penis.
It dipped quite considerably. And everybody knows it wasn't a real dip, but this is what happens when you have paper.
It was a real dip. It was a lot of hop into the market, extreme greed feeding it, and then people sold off.
For silver. And when people are investing in silver, or when people are trading silver, shorting it, or otherwise, if it's not real physical silver, it's worthless and it's manipulative and it's fake. And that's exactly what we've seen.
Silver futures, silver contracts is for.
I guess that's great.
It came from a Sir Mix-a-Lot lyric. Oh, cool.
The lighting is just. All I gotta do is show my teeth in it.
I don't either. I was just trying to connect or bring up something. I just know what 808s are because I watch fucking other people do music.
It's real bright. So never in the history of metals pricing have we ever seen the price of metals do what it did this past Friday. And it completely, I think it went down $30. It reached 120, and then as soon as it hit 120, it plummeted down to like 70 something dollars an ounce. Now, if you had told me that we'd be sitting today, February 2nd, 2026, at $83 or $84 an ounce, I think all of us would have celebrated like crazily. But
you told them that gold was going to be $50,000 an ounce.
Where we were versus where we are is obviously a far cry from what any of us wanted. However, buy the dip. by the depth, because what happened was an unloading of paper contracts, meaning the people that had orders for silver dumped the orders. If you really want to see the true price of the metals, watch what Shanghai does. Watch what China does. Because if there was ever an indicator of what silver really is, it would be them, because they don't do a COMEX bullshit like the United States does. So our pricing in the United States, although we're bound to it, we're obligated to go by whatever the pricing is. It's not real. And what's happening now is these people, these conglomerates, these fraudsters, these banksters, these cabal scumbags, the method in which they've been manipulating the precious metals market forever, they are now exiting that method. They lost enough money and they're liquidating their positions.
So I will agree, it's kind of hard to understand derivatives around silver. And the reason being is, I don't know if people know this, but there's like, for every physical ounce of silver, so basically they're trading on futures, right? And when you're trading on futures, a silver derivative, you're not trading the physical thing. You're trading it in the future. It's a derivative. It's paper. And for every ounce of silver that exists in the world, there's like 300 to 400 paper contracts for it. It doesn't make any sense. But there it is. It's very hard to wrap your head around. And some people say, it might artificially keep the price down low. Who knows? But $50,000 an ounce is what he promised his audience. Buy silver, use my link so I make money, and pay, it's going to go to $50,000 an ounce.
When they do that, because their positions were so enormous, when they do that,
oh, by the way, I know I've been warning you guys about China invasion of Taiwan and probably this year, next year, maybe even 2028. That's probably been pushed back now by a few years. I just saw a report a couple days ago when I wasn't live that they fired a bunch of their senior military leadership so for corruption. And basically they have a 150% conviction rate. So that's probably been pushed back quite a bit. But it is coming eventually, but it's been pushed back, I'm sure.
Plummets. Here's the thing. They're only able
to that's cool, any random user. You probably know more than I do.
Are gone. And then after that, what stops the price of silver then? Nothing. So I think by some stroke of luck, maybe divine intervention, maybe it was planned to give you guys a chance to get in before this thing really takes off. If you are still sitting there listening to me with your ears,
invest with my links.
Over 401k or an IRA, which is in the stock market and not metal. If you're in the stock market.
So I would never say that investing in silver is bad, right? Silver does good when the dollar does bad, and vice versa usually. Phil has them paying $200 and $300 an ounce for numismatic silver. Like not coins. It is like these special mintings from a company called PSI, and they have to sign up for an autosaver plan. They have to automatically buy it, and they're buying a collector value. Don't buy it for a collector value. If you're not a collector and you don't understand what the fuck you're collecting, don't buy it that way. Just go to a fucking pawn shop. Just buy bullion. If you're a real collector and know what you're looking for, you don't need a buyer's club to automatically send you coins. You just go out and get the coins. And if you're not a real collector and you don't know what you're looking for, you damn sure shouldn't be overpaying for this fucking random coins they send you that have a fucking koala on them. Like, get the fuck out of here. That's stupid.
Market, you're invested in the dollar, right? As the stock market goes up, your IRA, 401k goes up, whatever. Trump always likes to talk about the 401k IRA and how it relates to the stock market. And he likes when the stock market goes up because that means he's making you money. In China, silver price right now is $565.93 per ounce. So I just put that in the chat. Here it's $83. Now again, a year ago you told me $83 for silver. Well, yeah, I'll take that. Absolutely.
Oh. His new wife has daughters. And knowing that he slept with a 15-year-old when he was an adult, a baseball coach, and he's been busted multiple times texting people's kids saying, hey, reach out to me when you're 18. Oh, you're not 18 yet? That sucks. Maybe we can meet up when you are. And then his new wife he's got stepdaughters. It fucking drives me crazy.
Hey, did you see yourself on the camera? There you go.
I didn't want to think about it.
Look how beautiful she is. Love you, baby. That's my Kennedy. If you guys don't know, I know you guys are dying to see Gunner. Show my teeth. There it goes. It's like a switch. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. I know what it is. I know if there were more light on the side of the screen, the camera would adjust to it, but I gotta figure it out. I know there's a setting. I just don't want to do it. Anyway, I think you guys should look at the price of silver falling as a very good thing. Very good thing. If you're still sitting with that 401k or IRA invested in the fiat.
Yes. One of his text messages to his original victim that we know of was, knew you were under 18, but quickly stopped caring.
I don't know what to tell you. I get dozens of email every single day, and I don't respond to all of them. That's not over their 401k. And a rollover is not liquidating or cashing out your 401k or IRA. A rollover is just taking it from the dollar and putting it into metal. So you still have the protections and all of the same rules, regulations that you did have.
The company that he invests your 401k with is so fucking shady. They send you a statement saying, hey, you rolled over $500,000 worth of your retirement. It's currently worth $484,000, right? And a lot of people were losing money because the fees and the transfer fees and the fucking fee that was paid to Phil and the money they took and blah, blah, blah. And they got upset. So the company tells people, don't look at your statements. That's what the government makes us send you. Instead, call us on the phone and we'll give you the real value of your 401k. So you roll over $500,000, you get a statement that says, oh, it's only worth $445,000 now. You call them, they say, no. We've got special designer collector precious metals, so really you're worth $600,000. Bet you didn't know that, did you? Get the fuck out of here, dude. Get the fuck out of here. That's shady as fuck.
Before, with your 401k or IRA. The only difference now is that it's in metal. And that is a really good thing. If you look at some of the experts and what they're saying recently, and I follow these guys and I followed them since I was 21 years old. This is how long I've been in metals. If you look at those people and what they're saying and where they think.
That's not true. He literally started doing metals when they approached him and said, hey, we got an MLM. We can send you a ton. He also claims that he made millions of dollars off Bitcoin, but at the time he would have had to invest in Bitcoin. He was broke and in jail. You know what I mean?
Metals are going down. They're really rude there now. And all of you that have so far, is what it is because it has Jiggle to my audience, which was right before
Jiggle is a crypto scam. They're all in a rug pull that he's getting all of his followers to invest in, that the creator just got out of jail in November of 2025 for a different rug pull.
The new year, I believe. Waiting for now. That's okay. For all of you that had emailed me with my rep was no longer responding or responding slow or whatever the case may be, I did pass every one of those contact information, whether it was a cell phone or an email address that you gave me or a Telegram name, whatever. I passed all those along to the onboarding team. And they said they will email every single one of you and they actually have a bot on their channel where you can type in the name of the person that's messaging you to make sure they're legit. I want to mention this again. Any links that you see down below in the comments of this video or any links that you see in the chat, they're not authorized links by me for Jiggle, Limitless, Boostify, Gold Quiz. They're all.
Everybody's trying to scalp his leads.
I do not advertise my Telegram channel in trying to scam because the people at Jiggle are such amazing people. The people they still gave you those tokens in those founders packs, even though you lost your money and they didn't get your money, they still gave it to you because they felt so bad. But it's my obligation to tell you guys that you have to go through the channels that I tell you to go through. And anybody else advertising, you are not talking to me on Telegram. You are not talking to me there. I don't talk to anyone there. So if you think, or Facebook message. So hopefully I got a new one, but it doesn't go with this chain. I thought it was going to fit on this chain, but it doesn't. I like this chain.
He had to delete his Facebook less than a year ago because he got caught talking to someone's daughter, saying, "Damn, you 18 yet? Well, make sure you hit me up when your birthday comes around."
So yeah, please don't get
disgusting, motherfucker.
No, well, so we're just buy is not a scam. That is where you should go. Trading for $2.63. Or you've already seen enormous gains. Buy Jiggle, the token today, I think was trading for $2.63 or something like that. Is Boostify.com a scam? No, Boostify is not a scam. That is where you should go. That Boostify link, my link is down in the description of this video, not the comments of this video, the description. My link is down there. So if you're not yet on Boostify, you need to get on Boostify because Boostify is the next. Boostify is where you need to go if you want to liquidate your Jiggle tokens, sell them. So as the price is going up and you're starting to see profits that you like, you can actually get rid of your Jiggle tokens and sell them. And you can't do that.
This is what 92 hair washes can do in 6 months.
Oh, shit.
Washes, not 30 washes, exactly 92, because that's how long your hair growth cycle takes to go from dormant follicles to visible new growth.
That on Limitless. You have to do that on Boostify. So yes, Boostify is legit. Phil, when you were making love, do you have stage lighting? What? I'm sorry. What? Is that was a real? That's right there. Rainbow 13 asked me that just now in the chat. Wow, what a weird question. Silver, that's all I'm gonna say about Jiggle tonight. Now we're gonna get into the good stuff about
okay, here we go. Epstein
fraud. So just to recap the election fraud. Where are we here?
Jiggle is supposed to be a new social media platform where you can make yourself into a viral artist, like a singer, songwriter, by putting in some prompts. It's AI. But somehow it's also powered by crypto. So you have to spend jiggle coins to make these videos, and that's where they're all getting money because they're in the opening investment rounds of Jiggle. It's a big rug pull by some guy in Europe who's already rug pulled the Drift coin, who's already rug pulled the football token, who's already rug pulled like 10 other. He just got out of prison. He just got out of prison in Europe in November for the Drift coin scam.
Let me take a quick screenshot of this. This is something that I'm going to lead off with this, but I'm going to talk about a lot of other things here too in regards to the election fraud. Let me just get this on the screen here real quick.
JGGL, Jiggle. Him and another grifter named Brad Barton, who's a millionaire from MLMs, he was a school teacher, become a millionaire through MLMs. He's also doing the scam.
All right, so this graphic that I'm about to put up here is a retruth from Donald Trump, as you can see, on his Truth Social platform. And I'm just going to read it. Maria Zack testified about the stolen 2020 election operation connected to Obama when he diverted $400 million from the infamous pallets of cash sent to Iran, funneling through the Dubai embassy to operatives in Italy and Merrill Lynch in Geneva, Switzerland. In return, Italian officials at Leonardo SPA used military satellites to help hack U.S. voting machines, flipping votes from Trump to Biden using CIA-developed tools like Hammer and Scorecard, along with numerous other methods of fraud and manipulation. China reportedly coordinated the whole operation, providing the tech and backbone and bribes to corrupt Americans, some politicians, by the way, which we'll talk about. The CIA oversaw it, the FBI covered it up, all to install Biden as a puppet. This is the global election fraud cartel and the real threat against American democracy and the rest of the world. I can tell you, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that what was just said in that post, and I think it was by Skiff or something, I don't know who that is, although I have an idea who that might be, who the real person behind that account is.
Oh, okay. Because he's a secret agent too.
100% true. And that is exactly how it went down in Italy, and in Switzerland, and in China, and in the United States.
I don't even think that's a real retruth.
One of the reasons, if you guys don't
or retweet or whatever,
in Iran, Obama sent a 747 jet from the United States to Iran filled with cash. Big pallets stacked 6 feet, 8 feet high onto a jet. And he sent it to Iran. Now, a lot of people at the time, first of all, Obama was a rogue president. And if we don't remember this, the military almost extracted Obama from office. And that was before Donald Trump stepped in and decided to run for president. This is the lighting, man. I'm so pissed off at the lighting here, I can scream.
So that was that money that was sent to Iran. I think it was $400 million was the first payment, was part of a settlement over a arms deal transaction between the U.S. and Iran that fell through, that had their frozen funds.
I guess, I don't know. There we go. It's just so stupid. Anyway, one of the purposes of that money going to Iran was for election fraud. When you send cash to an adversary, which is ironic, it's an adversary, it's an ally. When you send cash, it's so easy to divert cash into various different illicit affairs, in this case, election fraud. So Obama sending that cash over is kind of like such a diversion to distract. Not only is it bad enough he's sending cash to an enemy, which essentially created ISIS, or at least helped aid ISIS. But what's worse is that same cash could be used for various different things. $400 million does a lot in terms of election fraud. You could buy off politicians. You could coordinate with various different countries internationally. And that's exactly what happened. Obama is so deeply involved in the election fraud of 2020 that when most people find out how involved he was, there's going to be a lot of shock. I know to us it may not seem shocking, but to us it seems like from everything that Trump has talked about and Mike Lindell has talked about, Dominion, Smartmatic, the mules, and everything else that's been said about election fraud typically revolves around those things. But there's so much more. Yes, the ballot boxes were stuffed. Yes, they used mail-in balloting to bring in illegal votes. That is true. That all happened. But we're talking about millions and millions and millions of votes that were illegally cast or didn't really exist. The people that cast them didn't even really exist.
This guy says that he was with the Special Forces Computer Brigade of hackers watching the election results come in, and he saw it all getting hacked in real time.
A lot of cases. So to accomplish something on that level, it is immensely hard to do. You need a lot of money. You need a lot of coordination. And one of my big things back in 2020, 2021, after this happened was, I know what would be needed to do, like technology-wise. I know what would be needed to steal an election of that magnitude with that many millions of votes needed to do it. And I knew how much money would be needed to do it. And money means paper trail. So what has always pissed me off with the election fraud of 2020 was why...
Oh, here's a good one. You guys remember the movie 2000 Mules? When the movie 2000 Mules came out, Phil claims that basically they were like, had this, when this movie was going on, they had these guys sitting at a computer, and that Greg guy was there. And basically they had like this screen on the computer where they were showing like, they were tracking people. Like it was basically like a cool looking like CIA tracking software or whatever. Phil claims that he invented that software that was on the screens in 2000 Mules. Well, I know 100% that that's just, they just bought that footage somewhere, right? They're just using that as like background footage. They bought this footage from somewhere. So I reach out to their graphic effects fucking producer or whatever and ask them where they bought that footage, that stock footage, and got it all and downloaded it and found it and paid to use it. And this motherfucker claims he invented that program they used. Fucking stupid motherfucker. He's like, I knew I recognized something when I was watching that. That's what I worked on when I was at the NSA. That's my program.
Increasing the money. Who received large sums of cash post-election fraud? Was it a senator? Was it a governor? Was it
fucking stupid, dude?
Is there outgoing funds from X account to a foreign nation that we think might be involved, such as maybe Venezuela, maybe Italy? And there's nothing against the Italian people. I love Italy. It's just, what's there not to love? But the corrupt politicians within Italy are who we're talking about here. So that was kind of the I don't want to call it outside interference, because Obama was, obviously at the time, very powerful and just exiting office just a few years prior. But the fraud within the United States, coupled with the outside interference, was just too much for Trump to overcome. And he still almost beat it. But what's happening now, and I said this, again, I said earlier tonight, but I'm going to repeat it. In my Maduro live, that to me was the start of the reveal of election fraud. I knew once they were in Venezuela, once they got the CIA documents and files and everything that came from Venezuela, once Maduro started talking, I knew this was coming next. And what do you have a couple weeks later? Not to toot my own horn and say how smart I am, but if you go rewatch my Maduro live, you're going to hear me say that this is going to kick off a lot of the election fraud from 2020.
Of course.
Surrounding that, and here we are. So what's happened? You have Donald Trump retruthing posts about Obama, Italy, Geneva.
Yes, he claimed he had a map of all the secret tunnels underneath Ukraine, and it was just all the major roadways and rivers in Ukraine, inverted, right? So like the land was black and the rivers and roadways were white, and he claimed it was all the tunnels under Ukraine for kids, for trafficking children.
Mike Lindell starting to ramp up his rhetoric, as he's been doing for years, but he's getting even deeper into it now. You have the election offices in Georgia, Fulton County, Georgia, where because you were at 9.
I just want to get the Epstein part.
And so many lies and so many people involved with this, especially in Fulton County, Georgia. Fulton County, Georgia was one of the hubs of it.
I can't even find that retweet that he claims that Trump retweeted. But
the FBI raided Fulton County. Now, we should know by now how the FBI works. They're going to collect evidence. That evidence is going to get given to DOJ, and then it's going to be up to the Department of Justice if they actually want to prosecute. And I'm telling you right now, there is going to be prosecution on this. Heads are going to roll, and it's not going to be like Enron, where one guy goes down for the whole mess. We are talking about massive, massive, massive amounts of arrests. And not just arrests, but prison. We've waited for this for 5 years. This time 5 years ago, I remember we kept saying, well, March 15th, Trump's coming back. April 15th, Trump's coming back. We kept waiting for Trump to do something about the damn election fraud. And
they kept saying that he was going to cut. They got hotel rooms for like the March 15th, Trump's coming back. Biden had won the fucking presidency, had been inaugurated, and they claimed the inauguration was fake and that Trump was coming back. So they bought hotel rooms at Trump's hotel in D.C. for Trump to come back and be named the real president.
For some reason or another, that's not the path that we went down. Now, we do know throughout all the reporting that I've gathered through the years and that I've even said on my shows, Trump wanted to do it immediately. As soon as Pence betrayed Trump on January 6th and certified those votes, the fraudulent votes. By the way, Pence is in a lot of trouble for doing that.
Is he?
Pence knew that he literally saw the fraud. Like, he was brought into the Oval Office, sat down with Trump and the members of the military and the cabinet, and they're like, look, these votes are fraudulent. They had all of that data immediately. They had it right after November, right after the election in November. So
I can't believe it's just a bunch of old boomers, dude. That's why they're having so much trouble trying to get their jiggle tokens or whatever, right? They're all fucking boomers. In fact, some of the banks, Jen told us about this, Gen X. Some of the banks have seized their money and frozen their accounts, and at least one of them has gotten a visit from Adult Protective Services due to their attempts to invest with Phil and Jiggle. They're also angry at the banks and crypto platforms that are protecting them. They think they were sabotaged and missed out on this life-changing investment opportunity. They're just all old as fuck, and Phil's scamming them with silver and gold and crypto and MLMs and TV streaming services. At one point, let me tell you, at one point, Phil had them all signing up for an MLM scam that he made money on, claiming they were tribal residents of a reservation and signing up for tribal health insurance. Just signing up for tribal health insurance, you know.
Pence had that information, but didn't act.
Completely normal.
Still certified the votes when he could have stopped the entire thing. Pence sold out. But every dog has his day, and they're not, I told you from the very beginning, they are not going to get away with this. And one of the reasons why I always knew that this was going to happen at some point is because for 5 years now, Trump has never once stopped talking about it. It's always in, it was in.
That's just because he's an idiot. He's like a toddler.
His rallies, even leading up to his second term. It was in all of his, almost weekly, daily.
Yeah, it polls well with you idiots.
Early on, but then almost weekly in a lot of cases on his social media posts. He never stopped talking about election fraud. Never. Because he didn't want us to take our focus off of it.
Right.
Somebody just asked over here in the chat, isn't that treason? You bet your ass it's treason.
Ooh,
and I'm not just talking.
That's your asshole.
That's obvious treason. Or what, you know, the vote counters did, or what county officials did. Raffensperger, Brian Kemp from Georgia. They committed treason too. But people like Pence, who certified a fraudulent election, knowing that the election was fraudulent. That is treason.
You got to be horse cocking me, man. Fraudulent? No way.
Because if you get charged and convicted of treason, the penalty is death. That's what they tried to do to General Flynn. They wanted to kill him. These people are sick. Speaking of people who are sick, I don't know how much of the Epstein files you guys ever read.
They tried to put General Flynn to death.
What?
You guys remember that?
Adrenochrome.
Remember when Obama did that?
Child sacrifice, killing babies, eating babies.
Here we go.
All
Epstein.
the stuff that we were told we were nuts about is in the damn Epstein files. No.
It's not. Nobody's eating babies in the Epstein files.
No wonder they didn't want them.
Nobody's sacrificing them.
Babies, but everything. Adrenochrome, child sacrifice.
Nope. Not in there. Not in there, dude. Like, you got this elite pedophile ring. The problem is you elected one of the elite pedophiles in the pedophile ring.
Killing babies, eating babies. All the stuff that we were told we were nuts about is in the damn Epstein files. No wonder they didn't want them released. Holy shit. And I've just begun to start looking at them. So I don't want to get into a big, live or a big portion of this live on the Epstein files, but damn, were we right. We knew all of that. We had it. It's, one of the big reasons for the entire Great Awakening was because of what these people were doing to children. But for crying out loud. Somebody just said, did he just say we're waiting for April 15th? No. Waiting for what? Anyway, this is another thing that I talked about in my chat the other day. Somebody made a comment, and this happens quite a bit actually. Somebody made a comment and said, oh, I just hope something happens soon.
So adrenochrome, if you don't know, is what the Q-tars believe. They torture children in these weird sadistic sexual things, get their testosterone flowing in their blood. Then they extract the adrenochrome, which is either their blood or some other agent from their body, and they drink it to live forever.
What? You hope something... There goes the lights again. There we go. I don't know why that works, but I'm happy it does. When you say things like, I'm waiting for something to happen, I hope something happens, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that means. Because where we are today, Donald Trump has just completed 1 year of a 4-year term. And we're not even going to talk about what comes after Trump yet. We will in a little while. Tonight on the show. We're going to drop a little something here. When you say, we're still waiting for something to happen, I hope something happens soon, I'm confused. I'm real confused with that. Because
watch what happens when a 50-year-old man walks DHT naturally for just 90 days.
Because you promised them like crazy things. Like they were all going to be rich. They bought Trump bucks from you. They bought Trump cards. They bought Trump investment opportunities. They literally bought cards from you that said they could present it, and they were going to get a house, a car, and like $80,000 a year for investing in this Trump card. You also told them there would be med beds, sci-fi med beds that Trump was going to roll out from the military, and they could go sit in it. And every illness, injury, or anything that was ever wrong with them, if they wanted to lose weight or grow hair or get rid of cancer or regrow a limb, was going to happen when they laid in this bed. That Nasara Gassara was going to make them all rich. Like, you promised them fucking everything. And they're like, I hope something happens soon. Not just this old man sitting in the White House telling us not to look at the Epstein files and he shit himself again.
Daily. Like, regularly. Literally on a regular basis. What are you waiting for? Exactly. Are you waiting for mass arrests? Do you think it's just as simple as being like, click, let's do mass arrests now? No. Like, there has to be, if that was going to happen, they would have done that 5 years ago.
Oh.
Right after the fraudulent votes were fraudulently certified. They would have did it then. Why would we be waiting for it now in 2026? Like, it's not as simple as, let's just do it now. Okay, here we go. Let's go arrest everybody today. They are obviously...
You literally told them it was coming like that. over and over again. You promised them, like, it's just the first arrest will shock the world and the rest of them's coming quick.
In the military and whoever's running this game.
In fact, you told them that all the bad guys had already been arrested, remember? And you told them that they were executed at Gitmo.
Very obviously are leading you down.
He's jumped back and forth so many times between the black hats, the bad guys, are no longer in control, to, oh, the black hats are doing this to Trump, like thousands of times.
An intellectual path and a logical path for arrests by raiding Fulton County elections. Did anybody hear the video with Josh Shapiro? The recorded phone call, actually, with Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania? He was then the lieutenant governor under Tom Wolf in 2020. Did anyone hear what he said regarding election fraud? This guy has to go to jail. He has to. He has to be arrested. It's his voice. He didn't know the phone call was being recorded, of course. But you can't get away with what he said. Are you kidding me? He's literally, in the phone call, he's literally devising ways to cover up the election fraud. He's a lieutenant governor and now current governor of Pennsylvania. You know how much fraud was in Pennsylvania? It was off the charts. Off the charts. This guy's in a recorded phone call talking about it like it's, hey, you know what? We really better tighten this up because, you know, what a scumbag. What a scumbag. Go to prison. Go to prison. Go to jail. So you can't just go to mass arrests and be like, okay, let's arrest everybody now. You got to show, this is the path they chose. Whether you like it or not, I don't like it. I would have did this 5 years ago with Trump, along Trump's same thought process. But you, since they did choose this way, you now have to show the world and the public why.
Oh, okay.
Arresting people. Why are you? They called election fraud the big lie. That's what the media called it. Remember that? The big lie. You got to now show them that it wasn't a lie. And that's what's happening. You're raiding and why did Fulton County get raided? The election office? Because somebody talked. That somebody was always going to talk. That somebody was going to talk 5 years ago too, but they waited until now. Why did they wait till now? Maybe because they timed it perfectly with the Epstein files release.
Oh yeah, when that crypto like tech bank went down and that was it. Pull all your money out of the bank, send it all to me, invest it in silver.
Stuff in the Epstein files that I haven't even, it's hard for me to even get through that much. There's 3.5 million pages of things. 3.5 million pages. And yeah, you can search it, but like, where do you start? You search one thing. Let's say you have a list of 20 things that you want to search, 20 names or 20 situations, whatever. You do one of them, but that one leads you to search like 100 other things because the one thing comes back to so many other people. It's just nuts. Now you know why, by the way, in regards to the Epstein files. Trump said, no, don't release them. Don't release them. This is stupid. We shouldn't be releasing them. We're past this. Let's get past this. We don't. And Democrats are like, Trump doesn't want them released. There must be something incriminating in there. Let's call for them to be released. So the Democrats for months now are saying, he doesn't want them released. You know what? Trump doesn't want them released.
He doesn't want you talking about them now either.
Release the Epstein file. Guess what? Now they're releasing. You know who's in them? Not Trump.
Yeah, Trump's in them several thousand times. Yes, he is.
Democrats. There's voting fraud in there. There's satanic rituals in there. There's human sacrifices. There's child.
None of that's in there.
There's so much in the Epstein files that relate to so much. So when you see Fulton County elections being raided, and then you see within the next week 3.5 million pages of Epstein files, they're all related. They all prove each other. The Epstein files helps prove election fraud. Election fraud helps prove the Epstein files. It's all set up perfectly.
Jesus
this is
Christ.
No different than the art of war. Trump has talked about the art of war so many times. Know your opponent, know their weakness, prepare for blah, blah, all that stuff. That's exactly what's happening in a nice little package. I'm loving it. So when I see comments like, oh, I hope something's going to happen soon, you're either not paying attention or you're hoping for something that isn't going to happen. I don't know what more you want. You know, like what could happen? Somebody's going to bust into your door and change the past 5 years? Is that what you want? You want a time machine to take you backwards so you didn't have to live through COVID or you didn't have to live through election fraud or Biden? Or do you think that's going to happen? Do you really think like we're just going to press rewind and go back and then start over? That's not going to happen, guys. What do you want me to tell you? It's not. I mean, you know, we are where we are, and now we have to figure out where we're going next. And where we're going next is exactly what we wanted in the very beginning. It just took 5 damn years to get here. And that sucks. But we got here, didn't we? How many of you said, I'm not going to survive till 2020? I'm sorry, 2024, 2021, 2022. You're not going to survive? What does that mean? You're still watching me, aren't you?
Well, those people probably died of not being able to eat or feed their children or heat their home. They're probably dead, but you at least one of your followers committed suicide because you took all his money.
Yeah. You think Epstein's dead?
I think it might be preemptive. It seems like Trump is talking about Republicans need to take over voting at least 15 places. I think preemptively he's going to say, look what we found, blah, blah, blah. All these people voted, so we're going to change. You know, we're going to have people there and maybe the military or watchers, and we're going to be checking this and doing that, some type of weird push like that. Kind of throw the midterms as they know they're fucked right now. They got to know they're fucked.
I don't think he's dead. I think his suicide was a cover-up for his escape. And I don't mean escape in terms of he escaped and he's out there and he's, you know, we took him out. We escaped him. We helped him escape. We, the good guys, helped him escape. Why?
Listen.
Let me ask you this.
We helped him escape.
When it comes to eating, dismembering, torturing, raping.
None of that was in the Epstein files, by the way. That's all this Pizzagate bullshit they claim Hillary did with Uma Abedin.
Children, and I'm talking young children, like 6 and under.
None of that was really in there. Like, Epstein seemed to be into fucking teen girls.
When there is a worldwide ring of satanic pedophiles, pedophiles would be bad enough, but satanic pedophiles.
Pedophiles is bad enough. I wish you would leave it at that, because that's what it was.
When there's that big worldwide, and these people that are in this ring are enormously rich, billions, bordering trillions of dollars in wealth. Some of it reported, some of it not reported in terms of the wealth. But when you have that big of a wealthy satanic pedophilia ring who steals, tortures, rapes, eats, and drinks the blood of children, how on earth do you stop them? Even if you know what's happening, how do you stop them? One, how can you prove it?
Got to be an inside guy, huh?
On them doing it. Got him right.
Is the Epstein file, is the Epstein email between him and Elon true, where Elon's like, Epstein emails Elon, is like, hey, if you want to come by my New York mansion, the people from the UN General Assembly are in town. There's a lot of interesting people there. And Elon's like, I'm too busy. I got 2 companies and a rocket and blah, blah, blah. And Epstein's like, are you retarded? It's code, dude. There's a bunch of women here. None of them's over 25. Get over here. Is that a real email?
Red-handed. We can prove it now. No, you catch them red-handed. You're dead. You're not getting out of there alive. How do you stop them? So you just sit over here. Execute them. Okay. There's a worldwide ring of these people. It's not just a couple people. You're talking thousands of people that do this. Some of the richest people in the world. People that are richer than anyone on the Forbes 500 list. Cut off the head of the snake? Who's the head of the snake? Number one, you'd have to determine who the head of the snake is. Number two, even if you cut it off, is that going to stop anything? Nope. Nope. How do you stop them? What do you do? These people have unlimited wealth, unlimited resources, unlimited power. The most powerful people in the world. The people who run our governments, run our media, run our schools. How do you stop them? Take their money away? How? How do you take their money away? You can't prove any of it. You know they're doing it, but you can't prove it. How do you stop them? I know how. Oh, somebody just said it right there. Geronimo Cat, first one to say it. There's only one way to stop them. You infiltrate. That is the only way that you could stop it from happening. You cannot do it any other way. You can't arrest them. They'll get off. They'll hire
Jesus fucking Christ.
They will repel your evidence.
You got to get in there and be a pedophile with them.
They'll make it hush-hush in the media. They have too much money. You can't arrest them. Cut off their money? How? You can't cut off their money. There's no way to do that. You have to infiltrate. And you have to do it over a very, very, very long period of time. And you
got to be a pedophile for 40 years. That's how you do it.
Have to have someone.
How do you catch the pedophiles? Fuck kids for 40 years. Then you're good.
That has just as much money as they do. And you have to set up that someone with surveillance. You have to set up that someone with every single tool they could possibly need to not only prove that this is happening, but stop it from happening forever. You need to infiltrate at the highest level. Because that is exactly what these scumbags did to us.
Hold on, let me read you this email real quick. It says, any plans for for New York? The opening of the General Assembly has many interesting people coming to my house, says Epstein. Elon says, I run and lead product design engineering for 2 complicated companies. Moreover, SpaceX is about to launch what is arguably the most advanced rocket in history. Flying to New York to see UN diplomats would do nothing would be unwise use of time. Epstein says, do you think I'm retarded? Just kidding. There is no one over 25 and all very cute. So he's like trying to use code words, be like, the UN's in town. You want to come have some fun?
The cabal did to us. They infiltrated our government. They infiltrated our media. They infiltrated our schools. They infiltrated the pharmaceutical industry. They infiltrated everywhere. And they rose to power over time. Not all at once, because it would have been obvious. It would look like a coup. But
I'm on my baby back. That's right.
So did we. We knew this was happening for a long time. Adrenochrome, although it's been popular to talk about in the podcasting world and the influencer world and the Great Awakening movement.
Adrenochrome is a real thing. It's made from oxidation of EpiPens, adrenaline.
They've been doing this for years, decades.
It just doesn't make you live forever. It doesn't heal his sickness. It doesn't turn you into a lizard or whatever the fuck they think it does.
Are missing and they're never to be found because what, they got lost? No, there's way too many missing children for them all to just get lost and never show up again.
Okay.
How far back those missing children started missing. Look at how many years ago. There was a spike.
How far back has missing children been a thing? Look how far back it goes, dude. That children go missing. Since the dawn of time? Like, what are we talking about here?
Spike, and then it's plateaued. Ever since, that spike remains every year after year, month after month. In order to stop all of this, you have to put someone who got there over time, the highest levels, highest levels in that group.
Epstein was an inside job.
You have to make that someone into the quote-unquote ringleader. You have to give that person, and I'm talking we, the white hats, have to give that person carte blanche, anything they want whatsoever to take down that ring. And that's what we did. And that person that we gave all of those resources to was Jeffrey Epstein. When we think of the word Jeffrey Epstein, the next word that we think of after that is pedophile. That's exactly what we wanted. We wanted everyone to think that Epstein was a pedophile. We wanted Epstein to be public.
That's why Phil was fucking 15-year-olds when he was a 25-year-old baseball coach at his local high school. Infiltrate from the inside.
Arrested and humiliated. We needed to get someone at the highest level that there was. We needed to get them an island. Because look, they're doing this stuff anyway. You can't just go in, like I said, you can't just go in and say, stop, or else. It's not how it works. You're not dealing.
Imagine emailing the most prolific pedophile on the face of the earth at 2 a.m. on Christmas Day, saying, hey, my kids are going to be out of here tomorrow. You think I'd come by for one of those fucking, what's the wildest party you can get me into, dude?
Dealing with like low-level criminals who are dealing heroin or meth. These guys are levels and levels and levels and light years above the cartel. Imagine trying to just like say, all right, cartel, today's the day you're going to stop doing all this drug dealing. It's not how it works. So it's an unfortunate thing that Epstein took part in these things, but it was the only way to stop them. We needed to put somebody in there that could stop them. And when I say stop them, is Jeffrey Epstein going to go to these events and be like, stop? No, he's going to participate.
Are
half the things about
he's got to.
About the girls and the massages and stuff? Maybe. I have no idea. But even if they are, there had to be some form of this, he takes part in it too. He had to look guilty.
Watch what happens when a 50-year-old man walks DHT naturally for just 90 days. Day one.
He had chat.
He was a plant, which he was.
What are you not getting? He had to fuck kids to get other people to fuck kids. He had to provide the kids and the place and the madam and the islands and the parties and the party goers so they would fuck kids, dude. If you remove him from this equation and they don't have a place or the time or the island or the kids to fuck, what do you think they'd be doing? Idiots.
Jeffrey Epstein was the ultimate spy. And he's alive. And he will testify to a lot of things. Not just the pedophilia and the satanic rituals and, the stuff surrounding Epstein Island and the Lolita Express. And he knows a lot. And almost these people, these scumbags in this ring trusted Epstein so much because they saw Epstein doing the things with them. You can't possibly think that this guy is a plant or an undercover. But he was. If he's doing what you're doing, you can't think that, it's one thing if you try to put a plant in the cartel and the undercover or the plant agent, whatever you want to call him, the DA.
It would be one thing if you send an undercover person in and he's just participating. He made this possible for them, bro. He had the madam and he had the recruitment. He got the girls and he had the dungeon and he had the island and he had the transportation and he sent you At what point is it entrapment, dude? At what point is it entrapment? I don't know. All I know is I sent one email, looked down, and there was a 12-year-old on my dick. I have no idea what happened. Confused me too, man. I don't know.
Michaela Robertson 81 gifted Kick 808 a subscription.
Jesus Christ.
Michaela Robertson 81 gifted a tier 1 sub to Kick 808. They have given 60 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you for the gifted sub. I was trying to update my car insurance. Next thing you know, I'm balls deep in the Virgin Islands. I don't know what happened.
The agent is doing drugs. Sometimes you have to do that for them to think that you're not.
Michaela Robertson 81 gifted any random user a subscription. Michaela
Thank you again.
Robertson 81 gifted a tier 1 sub to any random user. They have given 61 gift subs in the channel.
I think between everything else that's happened with Phil and him losing his court case and him sexting his wife on his or sexting it while he's with his wife on his honeymoon, if they haven't left already, they're probably not going to leave. Right? Thank you for the gifted subs. Yes, he's defending Epstein. Epstein was an inside job. He's going to say in a minute. And in that case, Epstein was a better guy than I was.
Undercover, right? Think of the movie, what was it called? Jack Nicholson, Departed. He was like a double agent, but he was really like a triple agent because he was working for them. But
It's like where you do go to a cocaine deal and you're the inside ATF agent or whatever, the FBI agent, and you want to make sure they're not selling you flour because that's not illegal. So you got to take a little key bump, right? You got to take a little pedophile bump.
Working against them, and then it was a great movie. Matt Damon was in it. Mark Wahlberg, I think, too. This whole Epstein saga and Epstein's death, it's literally all part of the plan. How do you stop them? How could you possibly stop them? Infiltrate. Takes years. How many people died? How many children were hurt, killed, raped, tortured, dismembered?
By Epstein?
A lot. And you could say, well, you're telling me, Phil, that we had someone on the inside of this that was watching this happen as it was happening. And not only that,
for 45 years.
Not only that, but they watched this happen for years. How many people died because of that? How many kids were taken because of that? A lot. A lot. But here's the thing. If there was no undercover Epstein, triple agent, spy, and these things were, and we didn't have anyone there, these things would have happened anyway. If Epstein and the White Hats stopped these things from happening, or attempted to stop these things from happening by exposing the undercover Epstein, it wouldn't have stopped them from continuing it. There needed to be a case built up over years and years and years. And what we noticed was, as this case was being built up against this satanic group of elites, satanic pedophile group of elites, geez, you got so many words to it. But anyway, as this was being built up, we started to notice that other things were also being discovered, such as the deep and long reaches of the tentacles of the cabal. We saw so many different operational movements by these same pedophiles. Now, when you think of people that are on the Epstein list, some of the first names you might think of are Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew. Believe it or not, those are low-level scumbags. I know, like, Prince Andrew is a prince, he's a royal. Bill Clinton is former president, right? So you think when you hear their names, you wouldn't think low-level. They are... Clinton was installed as president by someone else. Clinton just didn't decide, well, I'm cabal, so I'll be president now.
Oh, okay.
Who are they?
Oh.
There are much more powerful people.
They is the opposite of we. We fight the they. But Epstein's a we.
That were above those people and above anyone else. And we fucking got them. But the only way to get them was the way that we did it. There was no technology. There was no other way. The kids, the people that were killed, it all would have happened anyway, except it would have happened for much longer, many more years, possibly decades, centuries.
He trafficked thousands of girls to rich and powerful men, and you're telling me he was the inside guy? That's your claim? What the fuck is wrong?
I don't know, into the future. But by doing it the way we did it, it stops now. It was such a systematic problem that there was no fix to. And I have mixed feelings when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein. How will Jeffrey Epstein be remembered? I don't think Jeffrey Epstein will ever be remembered positively. Ever. And I can tell you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, Jeffrey Epstein knew that. He knew that he was always going to have the worst reputation, maybe, of anyone to ever exist. because of the things that he was portrayed to have done. He's okay with that.
He's fine with that.
When
He's fine with being the pedophile dude.
He participated. He had to. Would I have been able to do that? Nope.
Listen.
Not even if it meant...
Even though he did, right? When he was 25 years old, he was fucking a 15-year-old whose boyfriend just committed suicide. Well, taking
down the entire ring, there's no way that I would have been able to do it. In that case, he's a better man than me.
What did you just say?
Taking down the entire ring, there's no way that I would have been able to do it. In that case, he's a better man than me. Because his actions, there's no way that I would have been able to do it. In that case, he's a better man than me. Because his actions, there's no way that I would have been able to do it. In that case, he's a better man than me.
Jeffrey Epstein, a better man than Phil Godlewski. Who said that? Who's that a quote from? Oh, just Phil Godlewski.
Because his actions helped stop it.
Phil was fucking minors for fun. Epstein was doing it to take down a pedophile ring.
From ever happening again. To my kids, or your kids, or their kids, or their kids' kids, excuse me, or their kids' kids. There's no way I would have been able to endure participating in the activities that are now being reported. But he did it, and he didn't do it because he wanted to do it. He did it because he needed to do it.
At some point, he wanted to do it a little bit, right? Jesus Christ. It was thousands of girls. Well, I guess I'll hold my nose for the 789th time of fucking a 12-year-old. Just gotta, think about the Pledge of Allegiance or something.
In his mind, he needed to put a stop to it, and he was the only one that could do it. Why was he chosen? The answer to that is...
What's scary is, it's not like, I don't think you just wake up and say, I want to fuck a 14-year-old, right? And he was a high school teacher before he started getting all his wealth.
It's going to sound silly, but it was kind of a right place, right time thing. Wexler, Epstein's fortune was not Epstein's. Epstein was a worker, an employee of Wexler, and Wexler had billions of dollars. Now, what you need to, sorry guys, I'm getting tired. What you need to realize is Wexler left Epstein in charge of all of his financial holdings, everything, his entire fortune, while he was still alive. Who does that? And then the story was, Wexler tricked him into doing it, or Epstein tricked Wexler into doing it. How do you trick someone into signing over a fortune worth billions of dollars to you? Don't you think there would have been recourse to that? Don't you think Wexler could have been like, wait a minute, I didn't mean to give this man all of this money?
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Wexler.
Epstein was in the right place at the right time. Number one, you have to have someone that's willing to get elbow to elbow with these scumbags. There's not many people in the world that can do that. I can't do it. I would end up dead because I would try to stop something from happening, and then I'd be dead, and then that something would happen anyway. So I'm not a candidate. It's a very special person that could be able to do what we're talking about that Jeffrey Epstein did.
It's weird that you didn't stop doing it yourself. That's strange, right? And then you try to sue your child victim.
Ghislaine Maxwell? Totally in on the entire thing.
Ghislaine,
yeah. She's not dead yet.
Oh.
Listen, you witnessed. You lived through.
I think it's a power thing. Like every once in a while, he's feeling bad about how he's like, I don't know, a piece of shit and impotent and can't fuck 12-year-olds anymore. So he comes back on just because people listen to him. He fucking gets high on his own supply. Like he believes his own hype, dude. It's so weird.
One of the greatest things in the history of the world. A couple questions you might have as well. Didn't we stop any of these people, like the real bad ones, while it was happening? Sure we did. Did you ever hear Harvey Weinstein? Remember that one Rothschild? Can't remember his first name, but the one Rothschild killed himself, jumped off a balcony. Heir to trillions of dollars, jumps off a balcony. Okay. Many more. You guys have Sound of Freedom? I'm sure you did when it first came out, right? It was hard to watch. Like you couldn't get it into.
It was all based on a lie. Yeah, I saw it.
You finally somehow found a way to watch it. Go watch it again. Watch how they set up this thing. They are literally explaining to you.
Wasn't he a fucking rapist too? Tim Ballet?
What happened with Epstein? It's a much smaller level in the movie, but it was a worldwide level with Epstein. Epstein and the files that are being released relate back to fixing 2020 because many of the people who participated in these satanic pedophilic rituals, for lack of a better word, were also involved in the election fraud.
So here we go. I'm a fucking trillionaire, bro. The two things I'm into, fucking kids on Epstein's Island, right? And rigging elections. That's all I do. That's all I do in my free time. I'm just living off the interests, fucking kids and fucking elections.
This election fraud has been going on for many, many years.
Holy shit, dude.
California.
What a loser.
For decades. Gavin Newsom. Remember I told you he committed suicide? Y'all think I was like nuts because he's still...
Yeah. Remember, he disappeared for 3 days and Phil said he committed suicide. And then he came back and did like multiple press conferences. And now he's making a run for president.
On the news and he's featured everywhere now. And now suddenly there's fraud. The guy's dead.
Oh.
That's not Gavin Newsom. It's a really, really, really good lookalike and really, really, really good actor. But that's not Newsom.
You know what the best lookalike is? And the best actor? Just him.
He's no longer alive. But now we come to the point where we start to tarnish his legacy.
Oh.
And that's going to be the case for very many people.
I saw Nick Shirley, a video's going viral of a woman who happens to be brown, right? She's not Nick's perfect blonde hair, blue-eyed American. At her daycare, she runs in her home with 13 kids. And of course, Nick Shirley's out there fucking yelling, "Where's the kids?" And she's like, "Why do you care, dude? Leave. This is my daycare. I own this daycare. I take care of kids. Get the fuck off my property." And he's like at the edge of the sidewalk saying, "Where are the kids? Show me the kids." In California, of course.
Although it was a very difficult path to get where we are today. And we had to swallow a lot of nasty pills to sit where we're sitting. A lot of tears were cried and lives lost due to COVID and remdesivir. And we, the public and the patriots,
I'll just check it out.
Aren't
Michaela Robertson.
The high-level operatives of...
Watch what happens when a 50-year-old man walks DHT naturally for just 90 days. Day one, nothing visible yet.
The White Hats or the administration or the military or whatever you want to call it. We're the ones that really suffered. Because we only knew...
Phil one time did this video where he was like scrambling and like packing shit up. And he's like, "This is it. I got the call. They've activated us. I got to catch a flight in 15 minutes to New York City. I'll let you know how it goes." Like just crazy. Living this goddamn spy movie in his own head.
The public facing information. We didn't know the behind the scenes stuff. Now, on the other side of that sword, the people who did know that stuff, they could say, "You didn't want to see what we saw."
Then he started talking about how he was in charge of General Flynn. General Flynn was below him on the Q ladder or whatever. General Flynn's like, "I don't know who this fucktard is. What do you mean? I've never heard of this guy."
We had to endure the actual witnessing of these events and continue to allow the events to happen. Try being us. That's what they'll say. When we say, "Look at what we went through for the last 5 years." They'll say, "Oh yeah? Look what we went through for the last 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And we were powerless to stop it." Because the real power that was needed to stop something like that from happening was held. That power was held by the people that were doing it. You know how long it took to infiltrate?
By the way, Phil goes on Telegram and says that he uses his white hat hacking skills on Telegram to talk to his other anons. And these are them. Comms. This is how Phil hacks. Comms, Flower, GZ, back. 01, play. Comms, Leo. Number 7, push. Comms, crank, glutes. Utilize, 100. Comms, winter, dragon. Greater than flame. Blue, calm. Comms, red, curtail. 2RD, mountain. ND, poke. This is Phil's real-time hacking. When his boomers are all sitting on Telegram, they're like, "I wonder if Phil's gonna do a live." And he's like, I gotta hack in, guys. He posts this on his Telegram page, and his fucking followers think that he's sending secret messages to other anons around the world. God damn, dude. God damn, they're dumb.
However, everything we've been through, from election fraud to the losses that we endured in COVID, to financial turmoil, to the reports of frazzle drip and Epstein Island. All of that we had to sit through and sit back and just be like, how are they getting away with this? Why can't someone do something about this? By the way, I never said Gavin Newsom was a clone. That word never even came out of my mouth. I never said clone. So he's a double. It's a body double. It's a really, really good actor and a really, really good lookalike. That doesn't mean clone. Clone means genetically taking his DNA and producing another. I didn't say that. Just like Biden wasn't Biden, Newsom isn't Newsom. Newsom's just a lot better of a looking Newsom to the real Newsom than Biden was the previous Biden. But I never said clone. Don't put words in my mouth, please. Thank you. We made it. For as hard as it was, and as torturous as it may have seemed for us, we made it to this point where the Epstein sting was successful. The 2020 election fraud was and is being revealed. And now we get to reap the benefits of it. And when I say reap the benefits, someone like me that's 42 years old, I might see more of the benefits than some of you who may be in your 60s or 70s. Assuming we live the same amount of years. But what I'm happy for is my children and their future.
Oh.
And their kids' future. My grandkids.
That's perfect.
I'm happy that this was, no matter what I had to go through or what you had to go through, your kids and their kids, your grandchildren, or maybe even your great-grandchildren, will be better off for the bullshit that we had to live through in our life. That makes me happy. I'm going to end on this tonight. This is probably the most important thing that maybe not, but it's probably, I'll end on a high note.
Here he is. This is Phil claims that he accidentally went live while he was in the middle of one of his military white hat operations. And it just so happens that we got the point of view as if you're Phil's testicles. Get ready. It's a white hat operation. Just get ready. Here we go. You don't have time. Lock in, chat. Lock in.
Rank back, Bravo. 14 people. Event strict. Take 7. 18-9. Take through 50. 15.
Waving at his neighbor, drives by.
Ego.
Let go my ego.
Bronco. Data 4. Trump 19.
When I interviewed him, I literally asked him basic networking terms. He didn't know any of them. Sorry, I'll get it back to where we were.
4 Trump 19. Intrude Hunter. Safe. Team 3, go.
Team 3, move in.
Watchboard. Confirmed. Team 3 status. Alpha, go. Primary. Awaken. Da Vinci. 4 by. End.
He's talking to his team. He's leading them through a mission. Aggressive topping.
Team 4 status. Echo 3.
Yes, he's married to his new wife he met through all this. And to be fair, like, I think she's there for the money, and they definitely have it. Like, he's made millions and millions of dollars. It definitely pays well.
4 check.
can't believe she brought her daughters there. That's fucked up.
Primary. All start. Go. Alpha.
So his claim was, when he posted this video, he's like, oh, I didn't mean to post that. Forget you saw it. I didn't even know I was recording.
Alpha. Go. Dictate, comrade.
The porch commander. Let go my ego. Banan. 10.
6-fold. 5 alpha. Rip. Send. Debate. Team 1 update. Stop. Team 1, stop. 14. Designate Alpha Primary.
His boomer fans eat this shit up. They're like, you didn't see him on the mission? Dude, clearly he's directing this all from a fucking drone footage or something.
Pool. 14. Designate pool. Team 2 status.
Honestly, Team 2 doesn't get enough love. He mentions all the other teams much more often.
Confirmed. Delta, wing, Bravo, Alpha, go. Open. Close. Team 5. Victor, confirmed primary. Designate channel 3. Stinger, Bravo. Return Alpha. Desert comms protocol. Safe. 14 primary 14. Team 4 confirm. Aldred Waters.
Aldred Waters?
Montgomery, Team 4. Social, extract 1. Maintain.
Yeah, we need to go over Phil from start to finish. Put together a cohesive, maybe like an hour-long package or something from like start to finish, some of his greatest hits, maybe.
Leave Victoria 224.18759. Skins. Team 3 confirm. Update all update status.
Everybody yelled at Legend. Win. What'd you do, Legend?
14 go. Chance. Limits. Command JDFN 19 Delta.
There's still like a minute of this left, minute and a half left. And he accidentally posted
Victor primary. Team 1 confirm. Team 2 confirm. Team 3 confirm.
I'm getting this from Team 4. They have confirmed.
Team 3 confirm.
Pause. Repeat. Say again.
Team 4 confirm. Pause. Team 4. Confirm.
He told him one time that he has that they were like, how do you do your communications? He told him he had a skiff in his basement.
Received. Team 5. Confirm.
First time he ever mentioned Team 5. That was another mistake he made.
Broadix. Shut down. Beverly. Sink into.
That is his dick right there. I don't know if you guys know this, but we're actually between his legs. That's his dick. See the veinage?
Into 90. All bright to.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I was thinking of a different video. Yeah, Trump couldn't even get a skiff at Mar-a-Lago. They deemed it not secure enough. This is a video of this guy named Kyle making fun of him. Basically, it's pretty good too.
Comm check. Asset go. Alpha team commits. Go. Open. Close. Now. Reroute. Bravo status. Confirmed. Green team go. Confirmed. Alpha. Come in, Alpha.
We lost Alpha.
Sit rep. Quizzicatal. Go. Darken 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, syncing up the watches too. Dude, this reminds me. I saw the funniest. I don't know why this reminds me of this, but I saw the funniest comment on social media. The other day, there was like a podcast saying, imagine you could add a 0 to some number in your life, right? Any number in your life. And one of the top like comments was, leans in and slowly whispers in George Bush's ear, sir, they just hit the 20th tower. I laughed for like 5 minutes. Oh my God, sir, they just hit the 20th tower. I don't know why it reminded me of that, but goddamn, I'm crying right now, laughing. There was another comment that said, I'd add it to my IQ. 081 sounds pretty high to me. Oh, just stupid. The internet wins forever, dude.
Recently, I was given intel on 2 things. Number 1, the White Hats, in particular the Trump administration, in light of the recent election fraud uncoverings. Now, they had a lot of election fraud things for 5 years. Like I said, they knew about this 5 years ago right after it happened. But there was new stuff that was revealed. And that new stuff, I'm not going to comment specifically on what that new stuff was, but you'll see it. That new stuff that they found specifically regarding election fraud, nothing to do with the Epstein files or that whole thing that I just got into. That new stuff gives a legal way, a constitutional way, for Donald Trump to be allowed to run for president in 2028. Now, there's been speculative ways that he could become vice president. President resigns, Trump's president. Constitutionally, he's allowed to do that. The Constitution says you can't run for a 3rd term. It doesn't say you can't serve a 3rd term. So if he doesn't run and he's there anyway, he can do it. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is there's been something else that's come up that allows Donald Trump to run for president legally without any interference from anything. They're going to try to stop it, but And that's not even the best news. My most recent intel is that Donald Trump does want to serve another term. So not only can he, but it appears that he will. What changed? Because Trump was, Trump has public, what he says publicly really doesn't matter anyway, but he's publicly said, I don't know, we have some good people. And that's publicly. But what he said behind the scenes has been, I'm getting old. When I'm done with this term, I'll be 82. I don't know if I can have it in me, type thing. I don't know if you're going to need me, type thing. Because he seemed to think that in this term, his current term is 1 year over now, obviously, and we're going into year 2. But he seemed to think that after these 4 years, we're going to be sitting pretty. And he's not wrong. But something recently made him not change his mind in terms of how well off we'll be at the end of his current.
Well, yeah.
But something got him back onto the I need to be president for longer train. What that is, I don't know. But I do know that he's changed his mind. And that's, listen, if we have Donald Trump for president forever, I would vote for that. I think many of us would. I think most of
it's called a king.
The country. If Trump was on the ballot and it said, this guy's going to live forever, but he wants to be president forever for as long as he lives, do you vote for him? Every Trump voter is going to vote yes. And that's enough to win an election. No one's going to say, no, I might not want him 8 years from now or 20 years from now. Maybe he's going to, no, everyone's going to vote yes. And then he's going to be elected lifelong president. Now, that's obviously not going to happen, but if
that's the dumbest fucking scenario ever. I mean, what if after 2 years he just decided like, fuck it. I'm going back to being a Democrat and fuck MAGA. Like anything can happen. What are you talking about?
If that were to happen, everyone would vote that. I firmly believe that. But for some reason, 2028 looks like a Donald Trump ticket. And I think it has something to do with someone else that's going to be on that ticket. I think. And I'll let you speculate as to who that vice president may be. Because if Donald Trump wins in
JFK
28, the presidency then goes to the vice president if Trump were to resign or die. Would that vice president have won an election? Maybe. But why risk it? A lot of speculating over there in the chat. And I see 3 little letters with a junior after it.
There you go. JFK Jr. JFK Jr.'s alive, and he's going to be the new president.
Wouldn't that be a nice little surprise? A little cherry on our cake. I hate cherries anyway, but it would be a cherry because a lot of people like cherries. I don't like cherries. I don't think they taste good. No, I like cherry flavor. I'll have a cherry Jolly Rancher. They're fine. I like those. But I don't want to eat a cherry. I just don't like it. I could tie a stem with my tongue though. Coming off. Pretty good at that. We're in for our future is bright. My camera is not. As you can see, my camera is dark. I love you guys.
Dominate the fucking midterms and hold these people accountable.
Thanks for tuning in. Coldquiz.com, buy the dip. You can buy.
Somebody better warn me if my nose ever starts whistling every other breath. I'll probably throw my monitor, but at least I won't be here just whistling.
Sums of gold and silver on goldquiz.com. It does not only have to be a 401k or an IRA. However, if you do have a 401k or IRA, get over there this week. Do it.
Do it now. Do it. Buy the dip.
I will see you
dip the buy.
Later this week. I won't be live tomorrow or the next day, but sometime later this week I'll hold another live. We're going to talk a little bit more probably about things that we talked about tonight in that live, as well as many other things. Love you guys. See you soon.
I went way over, guys. So thank you all for joining us. I appreciate you being here. Please consider supporting the show. I just want to do a good job of showing Phil defending Epstein because that's 100% what he did, right? Defends Epstein, says he's actually one of the good guys. He's still alive. He had to do it. He had to fuck those kids and facilitate everybody else fucking kids to prove that they were fucking kids. Duh. Anyways, please consider supporting the show. Rent's coming up. The electric bill is going to be fucking insane this month. You can do that at this link, just quick tools, my links, blah, blah, blah. And then you just click PayPal, buy me a coffee or dono clip, or you can do it through bits and super chats, super stickers, all that shit too. If you do it in the platform, if you do it outside the platform, it's here. If you're on an iPhone, if you're on the app, they charge more on iPhone and fucking Google Play Store. But anyways, for Twitch bits and super chats, not for these. Either way, thank you guys for joining us. Support the show. Help us pay the bills around here so we can keep it going. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the donations over on YouTube. I appreciate it. Everybody have a good night, and I'll see you in the next one, probably tomorrow. Have a good night. Talk to you later. Love you. See you. Bye. Yeah, all I have is a space heater at the office. I don't have the gas because it's a commercial property, because it's an office. They wanted like a fucking stupid, like over $1,000 deposit. And I'm like, no. So all I got is a space heater, but it usually doesn't get as cold as it has been for as long as it was this week. So my electric bill is going to be stupid high, but it is what it is. I do it for you guys. And so I don't have to sit at home and yell all these thoughts at my family. At least you guys let me yell them at you.
See, this
have a good night.
Show, you don't have the fork and balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit. Where my true believer? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of God.
Stay at home and yell about stuff I found on the internet to Mariah and the kids. They'd run me off, okay? But I do need to get this off my chest. Yell about some of these retards.
Make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex.
What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped it to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is gonna be it." Whoa, wait. Stop. What? What? I'll get my files. Wait, what are you doing? Stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously.
The claim about the Epstein, the only claim that exists about the Epstein stuff and dismembering and eating babies is not in the Epstein files. It comes out of this person named Gabrielle Jimenez or whatever, and it's a weird clip that no one knows where it comes from, where they claim they went to a party and George Bush was there and Epstein was there and they ate a baby. But it's not actually in the Epstein files.
Not yet.
Round 3. Down goes Nino. Please say it isn't so. Got him backed up on the ropes, trying to ram it down his throat. Now things are getting rocking. He was doing so well. It's all over. Hands on his shoulders, they ringing his bell. You got Frog News Network doing no damn research. They rework and copy on cocks that came first. 9th and 2nd string, and they acting like they know hitters. Assholes throwing bullshit and runs to the shitter.
Yes, it's very, very old, but it's resurfacing now that people are talking about the Epstein files again. And podcasts are playing it and shit. But it's a very, very old claim.
It's about baby eating heathens. Believing in reasons with no meaning is bullshit. Will Bird motherfuckers out here busting the group.
Yeah, it's from like 2008 or some shit. 2005. I don't remember, but it's very old. I just saw your comment at Sicko.
That stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
You don't have those guts, cause you're
Good night, guys.
You're a pussy wearing aviator glasses in your mother's basement, and I won't even give out your dime store handle.